Installment of the Final Scoop podcast. My name is Robert Schinetsky, the supplement engineer. Joining me as always is my international band of brothers, industry influencers, thought leaders, game changers, and titans of industry, innovating as we go along from week to week. Joining me as always, Shane Smith, Stack.com, Lukasz, Rytkowski, Prometeus Intelligence Sports Technology, Robert Samborsky, Apollon Nutrition. Welcome, my friends. Thank you for joining me. As always, for all listeners tuning on the live stream, we've got something special in the works for you guys today, courtesy of Robbie and Apollon Nutrition. So, Robbie, you want to give them the layout of everything?
Yeah, we are 1 week out from the Apollon All-Star Seminar, and I've been talking about this for a while now. I think it's time that we definitely appreciate all you listeners and all the support that we've been getting, and just kind of like to show our appreciation, we're gonna give away 4 products since it's 4 of us, obviously, and each one of us will just pick best question or best comment. You don't have to go out of your way. You don't have to be controversial. You don't just any question that comes to mind, any comment that comes to mind. Each and every one of us will pick one, and that's it. And we'll send you a gift.
Yeah. If you want to say something like the 2019 LSU football team is the greatest team in college football history, that might earn you some bonus points. I'm just going to say that. You say anything against LSU, you're immediately out of the running. We're going to leave
Tell that shade look like shit. You will definitely win.
If you say anything about LSU being bad, just purely because of Robert's comment, I'll give you something.
Fuck vegetables. You win.
Shane, you'd be proud of me. I didn't have any vegetables yesterday except for the lone leaf of lettuce that was on a burger that I had for lunch.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta have that lettuce. It breaks it up.
There was that one tiny little layer of butter leaf lettuce on there. There we go.
Yeah, you gotta.
Bro, you saved so many macros.
I know. Well, surprisingly, my stomach actually did feel pretty good this morning. Like it was noticeably like leaner and like not as like off feeling. So yeah, there might be something to this. Wheats is jumping in early. He's getting saucy. That's a good comment. That's a strong entry.
Tell you what, Wheats, if I had $1 every time I had that problem, I would have a much better car.
What's going on, Simon?
Hey, Simon.
Brooke, let the games begin. Hey, y'all. Hey,
Go down to the bottom comment. Shrita. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Thank you.
That is one thing I wanted to say last week.
Somebody is working very hard to get a giveaway.
I know, man. Shane, are you still using the same core products? Because you're not like sweating your nuts off last week or this week.
That one morning that I had it was when we woke up, when daylight savings shifted. Yeah. And I was like, fuck, do I have this now? And I woke up really early. Like, do I have this now or do I have it later? Yeah. And I was like, fuck, I'll throw it down. And then, I don't know what happened. I actually had another one the other day. Mm-hmm. I had 6 servings of this. I had 4. And I would have it before my cardio for a walk. I like sweet. And then on the 5th serving, I took it, went for a walk, maybe 30-minute walk, came back. And I was sitting there working, and then I started just sweating and shaking. And then I started getting the cold shakes. And then I was so shaky and sweaty that I actually couldn't work. And I went through one shirt, took it off because it was so gross. Then I put another one on, went through that again. And because I was shaky, I had to put a blanket on and lie down because I was like, I don't know what it was. I was like, it's too cold to not wear a blanket, and it felt more comfortable to be covered, but I was still sweating like a dick. I was like, fuck, it was ridiculous. And my wife said, you need to have some sugar, and I was like, no. So I did eventually have some, and I don't know if that fixed the problem, but after 3 hours, I stopped. That was worse. It was worse than when I was in the morning. That morning we had that. That was core shred. But that's just
why is sugar supposed to treat the coldness?
Because I was shaking.
So wow. I always have shivers when I take too much of, let's say, your bean or something.
No, this was stim free. All of those were stim free. The one I had that morning was stim free, and the one I had that I was shaking was stim free. So I was like, it can't really be stims. So I was like, she's not wrong in thinking it might be sugar or carbs. I had a few. It didn't really. I don't know if that was the reason, but.
Don't you think that your fat was like praying and asking for like forgiveness or something?
I wish. I wish it was that. Maybe the shakes was like shaking it off.
Bro, it was definitely like a call for help. Please,
yeah.
Don't.
It was like those machines where you like stand on them and they vibrate you. My body was just doing that. It was just trying to get rid of it all.
Wow.
Grandpa Sean is here.
Questions are piling up. Whoa.
They are. Clumps equal pumps. They can if you got a bunch of glycerol and betaine in a pre-workout. Absolutely, yeah. Gerhard. I like the little emoji you got going on there.
Oh wait, is it an emoji for you?
No, because I don't have a mustache. I have glasses, but it would take me a year and a half to grow a mustache like that.
No, but I'm just saying, I just see a square.
Oh. Weird.
You were like, I see a mustache. I was like, I just see it. I see a square.
Oh, Sup's on deck kicking the anthill early. Hi, Robbie. Is there a conflict with Natural Body having an event on the same day? And how do you feel with FI being there?
And
I like how you said FI and you stopped. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I like that.
There's two.
The censorship. No. In all honesty, no. I really don't. They've been having an event every year since God knows when. I'm a little bit surprised they're doing it in October, but in all honesty, it's a completely different event. It's about an hour drive from us, probably even more. In terms of conflict, I mean, I heard a few like people commenting on it, and obviously, I guess there is a little bit of a competition going. I mean, since it's an hour drive, but at the end of the day, I mean, yeah, I think Bumstead is coming, so of course he's Mr. Olympia and he's great, and I love Chris. He's been to Apollon a few times and just a phenomenal guy. Other than that, I mean, if I'm being honest, I mean, if you have to choose, where do you really want to go? Do you want to spend time with Steve Calabrese or with Robbie? I mean, obviously you'll choose me because, come on, there is no really comparison. But other than that, you add to the mix Branch Warren, Dennis Wolf, Johnny Jackson, and then it's pretty much game over. So, and plus Robert Schinetsky is coming, so how can you miss that one? In terms of Fitness Informant and Price Plow attending, I mean, number one, Price Plow is definitely not welcome at the Apollon gym. That's a given. I wouldn't want to see Ben inside my gym because he just takes shit for free and disappears because he thinks he's entitled. Plus, we're going to have enough glow without him at the gym, so we really don't need him. Other than that, Fitness Informant, well, Ryan actually was messaging me quite a few times earlier that he wants to attend Apollon All-Star Seminar. He decided to go to Natural Body event, and I can't really blame him because, all his clients, collaborators, partners, they pretty much going to be there, so it makes sense to be there for him, and I can't really blame him. And I think that Natural Body also carries these fit butters, so I think that it's perfectly fine, and I totally understand. So absolutely no hard feelings whatsoever. I think it's right. Yeah, I think it's business, and I think it's the right move for him. So absolutely no issues. Price Plow, I couldn't care less because
don't blame the player. Blame the
Although
game.
Gerhard can come to Jersey and hang out on the dirty side of Jersey, with us at Apollon.
He sees the square as well.
I think he is in San Diego, if I'm not mistaken.
He is, but I know he was at the Olympia, but he's probably getting geared up for Supply Side West because that's the end of that week. Like, we've got the Apollon seminar on Saturday, and then he's going to go right back out to Vegas for Supply Side.
Yeah, what is that company, 2121?
No, he's with New Live.
Nutrition 21. They actually invited us to their gala. They have like a special event during that, so they invited us. But it's between Apollon All-Star Seminar and then the following after that weekend. I'm flying to Russia on the 2nd, I think, on the 1st or 2nd of November. I'm flying to Russia, so I was like, I only have a couple of days. I'm not gonna be there. So
yeah. We're going to need a spoon to stir all this shit. Yes, we are, Brooke. Yes, we are.
Visiting Putin or what?
Yeah, I have a special invitation.
Pancake breakfast with Putin.
Shaking hands, kissing babies.
Oh my god. Smelling babies.
Robbie, if that should just be the advertising for the Apollon seminar, I'll be there. That's all.
Well, that's the thing, Even Sean's gonna fucking be there. He's gonna have a special permission from the nursing home. So it's gonna be a fun event.
It will be. Tell Putin I said hi when you land in Russia.
Bitch, if I say hi from him, I'm probably not coming back.
The events are a little bit different, are they not? Like Natural Bodies
Yeah,
is more like
it's
a
a
expo
completely...
and...
Natural Body is it's basically you're right. It's basically whatever they carry, the brands that they carry, they kind of advertising. It's a whole different thing.
So it's kind of like a mini expo, whereas yours is more like a
more hangout and get together. Like I said, if you want to be with the cool kids, you come to Apollon. If you want to walk around and grab freebies, you go to Natural Body.
If you want to be real cool, just stay home like me and Lukasz.
That's it.
What's going on, Alex? How are things up in your neck of the woods?
Hi, Alex.
Is it not Putin bottom right? Lukasz, do you look like Putin?
Maybe when I lose like 10 more pounds or something, maybe then.
So the gym do you have the gym? Is the gym handy capable, accessible, Robbie?
We got ramps.
His ramp up there to link. His old
do you get the ramps and the automatic lifters and so on?
Yeah. I'm so happy that Sean is coming that I'll literally carry him like my bride.
There we go. I want to be there with the camera for that one.
Feel be better if you just use the scooter.
Yeah.
You need to record some. You need to definitely record some content for the for the viewers as far like training sessions and so on. I would love to see what Sean is doing in the gym.
Sean's going to be training with Branch Warren.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into this one.
That's going to be Branch. That is going to be Branch's way to give back to the community.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, Sridhar. I saw Shane's post on Rise. What's Vincamine? And is 9 grams of L-citrulline too much with vasodrive and betaine? So we were actually talking about this offline, and Sean at SupTalk actually texted me and Robbie with this product label as well. So for starters, I will say, Sridhar, that Vincamine is a natural version of... So vinpocetine is the synthetic version of Vincamine. So it's an alkaloid in Vinca minor, the periwinkle plant, that increases cerebral blood flow. So that's what Vincamine is doing in here.
They use it in their other pre, the loaded pre, the cheaper, the $40 one.
Yeah, and so I like the ingredient. I like vinpocetine, which is why it's in the Apollon lineup. But we got Vincamine here, so it's a natural version. Overall thoughts on the formula?
It's pretty fucking juicy, bro.
It's loaded. I mean, you're getting 9 grams of L-citrulline, 2 grams of citrulline nitrate, 6.4 grams of beta-alanine. I personally think that's overkill. None of the studies actually dose it in one giant 6.4 gram bolus dose. It's either like 1.6 grams or 3.2 grams. So that's overkill. I'm just going to give you a fuckload of tingles. And you might overload the receptors where you're not actually absorbing all of it. 5 grams of betaine anhydrous. I think I found only one study where they go upwards of 3 grams. 5 grams might have some benefit. We don't have any data on it. I don't see the personal benefit to utilizing that much in there. 2.5 is more than sufficient. Awesome 5-gram dose of creatine monohydrate. Choline bitartrate. It's the less bioavailable form. Personally, I think all of us would agree we'd rather alpha GPC or CDP choline than vitacholine, but at least they're not doing some shitty like 500 milligram dose here. They're putting in 1.6 gram dose of vitacholine. And there is one study in humans, I think it was taekwondo athletes, that 2 grams of choline bitartrate actually helped fat oxidation and athletic performance. So if you're going to use a lesser bioavailable ingredient, at least you're doing a solid dose of it. 350 caffeine anhydrous, good amount of caffeine. Vasodrive, it's in between 254 and 508, so you'll get some benefits from it. So it's better than having 127 in there, or 254 milligrams. 200 milligrams of theobromine for some vasodilatory and blood flow support. Zoom XR, extended release caffeine, you're getting 50 extra milligrams of long sustained release caffeine there. You can kind of say what you want to about, do you want more extended release caffeine? Do you want a little bit less? That's going to be a highly individual ingredient there. And then the Vincamine at the 20 milligrams, good there. I would say betaine and beta-alanine are overkill, probably just to fill out the scoop and make it look a lot more impressive at almost a 40-gram scoop. But I don't think you have any blood pressure concerns with the citrulline, the citrulline nitrate, and the vasodrive AP. At least the average healthy individual won't have any concerns with that. So
this is one of those, and I couldn't agree more with Robert. This is one of those labels that when you see it, like kind of like flashes in front of you, you go like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" This is like really impressive. Until you really, really look at it, and then I think that it's a good product, but at the same time, citrulline. Every time I see anything more than 8, and 6 is pretty much golden standard, but anything more than 8, and it kind of makes me a little bit not uncomfortable, but it's just like I don't see a point in it, and especially when you have citrulline nitrate on top of it. So, I think it's unnecessary, but at the same time, I don't think it's a bad thing. The beta-alanine and betaine, for sure, completely unnecessary. They both cheap ingredients, though, so I have to point there. They're not like trademarked, it's not carnosine or anything like that. So I think that from a marketing standpoint, it meant to look impressive, and it is. Both of them are cheap ingredients. I would actually prefer to see half of beta-alanine and half of betaine at the same time, probably using something like a CDP choline or maybe alpha GPC. It would serve such a much, much better purpose. Because I think tyrosine too. On a focus point of view, pump, this will give you pump. Although I honestly do not like, this is just me, I don't like seeing vasodrive and less than 508. That's just me. That's the way I like it. I like that. This is something I learned back from Robert. Obviously it will work because the pump ingredients on this are absolutely fucking loaded, so it will definitely help. It's just like, for me personally, I like to see, just like I would like to see citrulline less, I would like to see this more. The Zoom XR, I really, really wish they would not put it in here because it's severely underdosed. I think that out of 139 milligram, you're getting 100 milligram of caffeine. Out of 50, you do the calculations and you're getting pretty much nothing. So this is something that meant to impress, but to give very, very, very little, if any, benefit whatsoever.
For the Zoom XR, have they put the amount of caffeine you're getting from it, or have they put the exact dose? Because I find it awfully weird that.
Well, this is purely to impress, and you know that. It's a.
Oh no, is that 50 milligrams the amount of caffeine you're getting from it?
No. Is it the yield or is it the complex form? That's what we don't know.
Yeah,
because if it's 50, it's exactly 400 per serving, and that makes sense.
Yeah.
But if it's less, that would be.
So I suspect that it's not yield, but if it is yield, then you get 400 milligram. It just, I think, fitting, yeah. I like a little bit more on long-lasting caffeine. Again, I think that if I'm not mistaken, Unbound, they have 139 milligram, 100 milligram of, so they have 350, and I think they have 139 of a Zoom XR, which I think is absolutely fucking perfect because you're getting that initial hit that carries you for a couple of hours, and then you have the delayed one as well. And I think at 100 milligram caffeine for delayed, I think it's absolutely beautiful. So Robert, well done. But I think that that's just the way I like it. I think 50 milligram, even if it's a yield amount,
I think it is the yield.
They should have specified. That's very, very important. So regardless, until we know, we don't know. Then the focus ingredients, they definitely lacking here. For sure they're lacking. That goes without doubt. But at the same time, this will give you pumps, and it will give you solid pumps for sure. And it will give you good energy. 350 or 400 or whatever milligram of total caffeine, it's nothing bad. So I think this is it's a good pre-workout. This is a pre-workout that you're going to feel. But I personally see some flaws. I just think that betaine and beta-alanine, especially, I've taken actually 6.4 gram of beta-alanine. In terms of like how you feel, the tingles and stuff like that, everybody thinks that it's like through the roof on 6.4. There is not much of a difference between 3.2 and 6.4 in terms of how you feel. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but again, this is a formula that will get people talking for sure. Positive or negative, it definitely gets attention. If I'm being completely honest here, I still, because some people misunderstood what I said, but for me, Hypermax is superior to this.
No fuck.
I mean, I just like it overall more. I mean, I like the reaction. Apart from S7 and the lack of hardening, I just think that at least that one will give you kind of euphoria and will give you a little bit more focus. Pumps are going to be, I mean, Shane used it, so the pumps are good. Energy, I think, is going to be a little bit more long lasting. But it's just like I said, it's impressive, but I don't know, just a little bit. There are too many things that I would like to see less, and there are certain things that I would like to see, and they are missing.
But keep in mind, it's a collaboration between Rice and Noel Geisel. So maybe this guy
Maybe, yeah.
made a pre-workout that's supposed to be good for him, and that's why the formula looks like this and not like as like you would like to, or someone else. So that's the whole point of doing this kind of collapse. Plus, I also think that Rice is flexing muscles here as far as like the how much ingredients they are using, what type of ingredients they are using, and the dosages they are using.
Oh, 100%. But think about it.
It's funny to me how how the picture looks like right now. As you can see, there is like a formula of rice, and close to it there is an advertisement of the mutant. All in.
And hyper.
That's
If
funny.
you go to the left, Hypermax.
And then you got Hypermax right there too.
But just think about it. If they reduced, I mean, again, based on cost and everything else, say they reduced the amount of betaine and they reduced the amount of beta-alanine and maybe arguably even removed choline or reduce it or remove it, I would remove it. And then I think that they would have enough to put something solid like CDP choline. Tyrosine is not expensive, or alpha GPC, which is slightly cheaper than CDP choline. It just would be a more well-rounded, I think, formula. But at the same time, like you said, maybe that's what they want. Like personally, I've seen a few people kind of picking on creatine being in a formula. I like creatine. I like creatine in pre-workout.
If you're going to do it, do it the full dose.
Yeah, but do you remember, when the Seleucor released the Dynasty?
Yeah.
And everyone was also talking about it because they put in their formula 6.4 grams of like beta-alanine and so on. And the formula was fucking loaded, and we as distributors were asking to ourselves, what's the point of releasing product like this? Because like maybe 1% of the clients will pick it up. Like this, we all know that this kind of pre-workouts, when they are like fully loaded and they have like a huge list of ingredients, and the price is like $50 or something, right? None of the distributors would pick it up. Maybe in US, like some distributors that can like buy it locally and distribute it in US. But as far as like us in Europe and other countries, I don't think so. So it's just like a limited release, I would say.
And yeah, I mean, obviously, the distribution part, and I mean, from what you even explained, I also agree because that makes sense. It just I look at this and I go like for example, 6.4 grams of beta-alanine doesn't bother me at all. Like that's fine. You want to keep it at that. Keep it at that. It doesn't bother me whatsoever. I just see like certain things missing, but it's not even that. Like for example, this formula is loaded, right? I mean, it is loaded because it's a lot of ingredients, a lot of the dosages are pretty serious. But when you look at it, something, I don't remember who said it, but somebody said, wow, it looks like this formula hits hard. And I look at it, I'm like, what the fuck hits hard here? I can see pumps. I can see, I don't see much of in terms of like, nootropic and focus.
No, it's not stim heavy at all.
It's not stim heavy at all. I can see that 350 milligram of caffeine, because again, on a Zoom XR, I'm not really sure what's going on there. But on 350 milligram of caffeine, I think it's a solid dose. It's a very good dose. But does it hit hard? I mean, if somebody is used to 150, 200 milligram of caffeine, then probably this hits hard. But typically, this is not a hard-hitting formula at all. It's a good. I think even if they remove caffeine,
it's a good, fully rounded pre-workout. But you won't expect like fireworks, like like it will hit you hard and just like you will be still out of your fucking mind. It's not gonna work like that.
Yeah, it's not a hardcore pre-workout. It's just, I wouldn't say fully dosed. I would call it more heavily dosed on some aspects.
You know what? I would also give it like a props for Rise on like releasing such a product, because I'm sure that it's not cheap to release something like this.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Plus,
Especially creatine right now is not cheap.
yeah. Plus, at the same time, I need to give it also a shout out to them, because as far as like products like this, these kind of products are for like connoisseurs. Maybe only like 5% of the consumers will pick it up, because like we all know that and only the like guys that are sitting in the gym, like the true gym rats, can appreciate something like this. The geeks and the guys that are like just like sitting in their houses, just like reading the research on new ingredients and so on. And I think that these guys can only appreciate stuff like this, and they can read the formulas, and they can understand why they put these ingredients instead of other stuff. So that's something that always makes a smile on my face. But
Yeah.
as far as like the normal people, no, I don't think so.
There was I had a friend, I had two friends, a couple of big brands, and they refer to these things as hero products.
Mm-hmm.
You would have seen a couple of those like larger companies come out with them, and they seem like relatively, I don't know, like odd to do, like a $70 pre-workout. But everyone that's explained them to me, they always say that it's sort of it's an entire brand elevation. Like if you have a brand that's moderate, sells crappy or average everything, but then they come out with a Formula One car that rips everyone to shreds and takes home the title, that doesn't just elevate their pre-workout, that elevates the brand in its entirety. They may not make much money off it, but if you're like, oh, that's the brand that makes this, it brings it up. That's what people have explained it to me as for this. I'm not gonna lie, man. I've had a pre-workout that has 10 to 12 citrulline, and I've had betaine at 5. Those two have never like disappointed for me.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's probably not going to have that high stim like Robert was saying, like you get an Assassin, but because I'm a fan of Hooligan, and I see this is more in line with that in terms of like the balance, I'm looking fucking forward to this. Like I'm gonna buy 2 tubs. I'm gonna buy it myself because I'm not gonna lie, like the citrulline is the big. And as long as it's not citrulline malate, like I said, I think the other day we were talking, I've had 15 citrulline malate, and I was shitting out my ass. But like pure citrulline, I don't seem to have as many problems with.
Yeah,
this thing looks good to me.
And I think this is maximum. So they've got 9 grams of pure citrulline. I don't remember the percentage of citrulline nitrate, how much citrulline's in there, but
it's got to be like half, wouldn't it?
I think it's something like 30 to 40%, maybe like 30 to 40% citrulline and like 60% nitrate or something like that, because you're going to get that full 10,000 milligrams of L-citrulline. That's kind of where all the studies max out of showing like, hey, in an acute dose, 10,000 milligrams is the most you're going to get. Going over that's not going to do much. You're just going to convert it, excrete it, or shit it out or something. So that's why I got to assume it's somewhere in that ballpark.
This is more than anything. I think this is a pump formula. That's the way I look at it. I mean, you will get a decent energy. It just, again, Shane said about Hooligan. Like I look always at Hooligan, and whenever I formulate it, and Robert, we talk about this all the time. I don't mind that Assassin actually lacks sort of when it comes to pump, and just to be honest. I mean, why would I lie and say that that's the most, like, for example, Devastate, like, typically they have 4 grams of citrulline, and Assassin has 4 grams of citrulline, but they typically will add a little bit more in terms of pump, just slightly more. And then certain people will say, like, oh, this is like a great pump. It's humanly impossible for it to be a great pump. And anyone who says it is lying, because it's not a great pump. It's a decent pump. It's a decent pump. It's a good pump, but definitely not a great pump. So when you have something like, certain pre-workouts that have 8 grams of citrulline and then maybe some other ingredients, that's a strong pump. So this is clearly a strong pump product. But I would not, and this is not even, I would not compare it to Hooligan, simply because it's lacking. Hooligan always will look at it as a not diverse but rounded formula. I always approached it as, let's have pump, focus, and long-lasting sustained energy. And I think that's what Hooligan represents. And you have a couple of products like that, no doubt about it. Are they better? Are they not? That's a whole other discussion. But this strongly points towards pump, very good pump, and pretty good energy, but not hard-hitting energy. So whoever says that it's a hard-hitting energy, it's a misleading information. This is not a hard-hitting energy. This is a good energy. And then when it comes to euphoric feeling or a good focus and stuff like that, then come on, this is lacking pretty strongly. I mean, to have something like vincamin, which is basically vinpocetine, great ingredient. I'm a huge fan. But will it give you that level of concentration and that level of focus? It's just lacking. So it's something that I would use. This is a product that I would use because I still think it's good. But it's not a well-rounded formula. You just can't say it.
It depends if they are like.
Where's it lacking though, Robbie? It's well rounded. It's covering pump's performance.
I also think.
But is it balanced in all departments? Is it balanced? It's like if it's promoted as a heavy hitter, it's not.
It's not promoted as a heavy hitter. I don't know.
That's the thing. That's the thing, Robbie. We need to answer the question, and we need to see what's the marketing. If they are marketing this product as a heavy hitter or full rounded product or something like this, because in my opinion, this product is well rounded. It has
for me it is.
It has energy. It has a little bit of focus. It has muscle power. It has muscle pumps.
Okay, so let's discuss it. It's actually a very, very interesting topic. So you want to say to me, if a product's going to have, say, massive amounts of pumps, whatever the combination might be. Say, for example, 8 grams of citrulline and, I don't know, 600 milligram of Vaso-6 or something like that. So it's going to have a very strong aspect of pump, very strong. Mm-hmm. And then you're going to have 100 or 200 milligram of caffeine. So you have massive pumps, very little in terms of pretty much minimal amount of energy. I think that if you're talking well-rounded, I would say something like C4 is well-rounded. Why? Because it's not a hard-hitting formula. I'm talking about the typical one. It has a little bit of pump, it has a little bit of energy, it has a little bit of focus, and that's what it does. It's a nice mixture of everything, but a little bit of everything. When you have something that is disbalanced, then you can say it's well-rounded in terms that it has all the ingredients. But you want to tell me, and I'm not being defensive right now whatsoever, but if you take a product like Hooligan, shitload of pumps. Not the best pumps, but it's on a higher end in terms of comparing it to average. And when you're taking energy, then you have the long-lasting energy, the quick hitting energy. So you're going to be energized for a few hours, and you're going to be energized on a whole other level, obviously more than here. And if you're taking focus ingredients, then you have the whole spectrum of fully dosed alpha-GPC, tyrosine, lion's mane. So you have pretty much strong coverage on all aspects of the delivery. When you have a pre-workout that is strong on pump, very, very average when it comes to energy, and definitely mediocre when it comes to focus, you cannot call it a well-rounded because it's not a good. It's a hardcore on a pump aspect, but it's not a hardcore on the other aspect. In terms of how they market it, let me finish. In terms of how they market it, whether they're saying it's a hard hitting or not, we're not talking about that. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how they market it. For example, Mark Glazer marketed Unbound as I believe as a hardcore, which is fine. Every company is allowed to market it as they want. And if you take Shane's example, where he said, for example, Dynasty C4 is hardcore compared to the lower dosed products, which is also true. But at the end of the day, you're looking at balance. So for somebody that wants the higher, there is a reason why, for example, Hypermax, you have higher pumps, you have higher energy and higher, but it is balanced. It is balanced. Yeah, certain things, maybe you would tweak it differently and maybe I would tweak it differently, which is fine. But there are different aspects. And this is, like I said, I'm not trying to argue and I just see that I personally cannot compare it to Hooligan. I mean, shoot me, but I can't. I think that if you compare it to Hooligan, it's unfair. It's unfair to Hooligan, and it's unfair to this product as well, because it has certain levels. The pump, I mean, this is definitely a better pump than Hooligan without any questions. But when it comes to energy and focus, like, for example, Robert, if you would formulate this product, for example, okay, would you have betaine and beta-alanine at this level, if somebody gave you the same budget or whatever budget they had, or would you use it for more nootropic aspect to balance it out a little bit more?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's overkill to put those ingredients in that space, but I mean, they've got their own formulators on staff, and so maybe that's what their consumer base is going for. That doesn't detract that the product is still well-rounded, though.
Our opinions, we're just expressing our opinions.
Yeah, yeah, and I understand that. But in terms of, like, nothing is underdosed. Like, everything is sufficiently dosed, and that's where I mean by it is a well-rounded pre-workout. It's going to deliver enough. Like, caffeine is going to be highly subjective from one person to another, but pumps are decently dosed. Focus is decently dosed. It's got the ergogenics in there, like betaine and beta-alanine and creatine monohydrate. So in that aspect, you're kind of hitting on all the fronts. Like, the pump might be the strongest component of that, but there's nothing that is so woefully underdosed that I would say it's an incomplete pre-workout. Like, if there were no nootropics in there, there wasn't like the theobromine, which is going to help with a little bit of focus. The vincamine is going to help with it. I would prefer a different choline, but at least you've got 1,600 milligrams of that to a certain point. Tyrosine, I would say, is maybe the one blind spot in the formula. But I mean, the rest of it, it's still dose. Is it on the same level as Hooligan? No. But I mean, for like a well-rounded pre-workout, I mean, I would say this is comparable to like the C4 Dynasty. It's something like that.
I think personally, it's even maybe a little bit better than Dynasty.
Caffeine, it's not that small amount. Come on, guys.
No, nobody said it. Actually, I said a few times.
Come on! Don't say that it's lacking in energy because like three.
Wait. Lucas, when did I say it's lacking in energy?
You said it.
No, I didn't. I said compared to how much pumps, because pumps are definitely on an extreme higher level. I said the energy level is on a lower level. I didn't say it's lacking. I didn't say that. So don't put words in my mouth. I never said that. I said it's average. I said it's not hard hitting. The pumps, I think, are very, very extremely high, and I think very, very sufficient. I never said that it's lacking. It's not lacking in anything. I said I would do certain things maybe slightly differently, but it's not lacking.
I honestly, I think the definition of well-rounded is different, because for me, Robert's saying that if you have one ingredient for energy, one ingredient for focus, one ingredient for pump, one ingredient for performance, I don't think it necessarily matters if, like, so long as they were moderately dosed, it's a well-rounded pre-workout. Robert's interpretation seems to be that if you have citrulline dose really high and the others at moderate amounts, that doesn't necessarily mean it's well-rounded.
Oh, no.
But like, for me, I'm saying, like, when I look at that formula, I'm seeing the same amount of ingredients. Like, you've got 2 or 3 for pumps, 2 or 3 for energy, 2 or 3 for focus, 2 or 3 for performance. That, to me, makes it well-rounded. Yes, the dosages might throw off the balance a bit, but it's got something for everything. That, for me, is my interpretation of
and I agree with that. I think that what you misunderstood what I said is,
agreed, Shane.
Yeah, it's 100% has all the ingredients to make it a well-rounded formula. But I didn't even talk about well-rounded formula. What I said is that I did read. I can't say who it is because I honestly don't remember, because this product got a lot of attention, and that was a given that it would get a lot of attention. When you have certain dosages the way it's here, it's inevitable that it would get. And I'm just like, I know that on Monday when Time Copy is released, that will get a lot of attention too. Like, these products do get a lot of attention, and rightfully so. What I did say, however, I said that I did see it. I just don't remember. And that was my point. Somebody did mention that this is a hard-hitting pre-workout.
Yeah, I don't know who said
that. That's the only thing that I saw it.
It could have been some fanboy for the brand or something like that.
Well, we can still discuss it, because don't forget, when somebody says that's hard-hitting, we obviously can either dispute it or agree with it. And that's the only thing basically I said. I never said that it's underdosed. I never said that it's on a lower energy aspect. I think it's a good... the Zoom XR kind of threw me off, because I would like to know if it's yield or not. And perhaps
it's not
it
yield.
is. It's not. So you see,
Yeah.
I mean,
So
that
it's
I-
like three, like
Yeah.
three, like between 50 and 400.
so I don't like that.
Remember, every person has a right to say his own opinion.
Oh, absolutely. I think that
maybe the guy that said it's a hardcore.
That's a good point.
yeah, but think about it, and this is pretty obvious. Zoom XR, because I know I looked at it. It's a rather expensive ingredient. It's not cheap. It's trademarked. It's an expensive ingredient. So let me ask you this: if it's 50 mil, and I suspected all along that it wasn't a yield amount. If it's 50 milligram, then the yield is probably about 30, I think. I mean, in the ballpark of probably 30.
Probably so, yeah.
Yeah, around
Pull
30.
up the unbound stuff, and that'll
I know 139 is 100, so this has to be maybe 30, maybe 35 milligram or something like that. Now think about it. If they replaced Zoom XR with, say, for example, dicaffeine malate, just for argument's sake, they would probably get a lot more dicaffeine malate for the same amount of money. I mean, and you would probably feel 75 milligram or 100 milligram of yield of dicaffeine malate, and it would last a little bit longer. So this one was definitely used because it's a trademark ingredient. Is it underdosed? Not necessarily, but it's definitely on a lower aspect. I'm just like throwing it because, I mean, I know that it's expensive ingredient. Very impressive, though.
72% caffeine, 71.9% is what
So
Zoom
it's about-
XR is.
So somewhere around 35. 35?
Should be like
50.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get
380.
35.971 caffeine additional. So what is that?
So
385.
385 total. It's not
bad.
bad at all. It's not bad at all. I mean, it's probably even above average because average, I think, in a pre-workout is what, like 300?
350. I actually think
350.
it's probably somewhere between 50 400.
You know,
But they have 400 in their other one.
Yes.
But
yeah.
it's they use Vitasure. It's not
I actually like the other one too. So I just don't want it to come seem like I said that it's underdosed or no lower. It's not. It's just it's definitely going to get attention, and it got attention, a lot of it. It's
Yeah.
just,
Already did.
Go Kart Logan. Yeah, I would agree with that. I want to try Ninja's nootropic. I would say Sandy's gone through almost the whole damn bottle of it. She loves it. Except don't use it the same day in a row. Like the first day you take it, it works. It's awesome. The next day, it's like 50% of what it did the first time. So like take it, wait 3 days, take it again, wait another like 2 or 3 days, and then take it that way. Don't take it the same day in a row. It doesn't have nearly the strong focus.
Do you think that it's the half-life is a little bit too long, so it kind of overlaps?
Could be. I mean, like there's huperzine in it and a few other things. It's got. Let me find her. I can pull it up.
What's the half-life of huperzine actually?
16 to 20.
Yeah, so it's definitely overlapped. So you might probably get headaches and shit like that the next day if you use it.
Yeah, it can, especially if you've taken some other kind of pre-workout too. I mean, I know, like Sandy loves it. She's gone through that several times when we first got it.
That's a good formula, actually.
Yeah, there's 200 micrograms of huperzine in there.
Is that Ninja?
Yeah, that's what I'm pulling up right
Yeah.
now. Okay.
They're at the where did I see? They're at the natural body thing. Sorry.
Right there.
Yeah.
I saw I don't know where I saw that announcement.
No, they are there, definitely.
Are
Yes,
these guys
Dynamine,
are
T-Cream,
these guys
and
are from
Dynamite in there.
US, right?
Yeah.
Guys from Ninja.
Yeah. I like Iridine monophosphate. I like
Does
CDP
feel a bit
choline.
European, doesn't it?
Yeah. That's why I asked.
Just the little ninja dude gives it a bit of a like an Eastern European feel, I think.
Yeah, man.
There we go.
Not
Yeah.
only the design of the tops, but looking at the formulas and so on. It's just like it has this different vibe,
Yeah. I mean, it's a quality dosed caffeine-free option for nootropics if you're going.
That's a solid formula.
Sorry, we just scored a
Are you
touchdown.
celebrating the formula or are you celebrating the game?
Both.
Celebrating. We're gonna
Dang.
touchdown, baby. Touchdown.
Okay.
There we go. All right. early kickoff because LSU sucks this season. We're 3-3, and we had a 21-6 lead right before halftime. And then we gave up a Hail Mary right before going into halftime, and now the defense has gone completely out of the park in the second half. They decided to just take the whole rest of the game off. All right. Anyway, okay, there we go. Sorry, back on track. Had a chance to try Ninja Zen last night. I have not tried their sleep aid. Let me pull that up. I think it has Phenibut in it.
I don't know what it has, but it knocks you out.
I do like some Phenibut. I will say that. I mean, personally, I like it. Do I feel good putting it in a supplement for people to use? Just because I know the people in the supplement industry's mind is, hey, if something works, a whole lot more of it is definitely better, and that's where I kind of. Plus, if you use it day after day after day, it can have some nasty habituation and tolerance facts and things like that.
I've been using it day after day after day.
Yeah, like it also depends on the person. Like some people just have that super like addictive kind of personality where they have to kind of constantly have it over and over again. It's got 500 milligrams of Phenibut in it, so it's a synthetic GABA that crosses the blood-brain barrier better than regular GABA does. Oh, that's a fairly decent dose of GABA in there. Tyrosine, myo-inositol, theanine.
Stuff knocks you out.
Oh yeah, I mean it's got a lot of stuff in it. Mucuna, lavender extract, melatonin, lemon balm. I like that. Although I like it 300 to 600, 150. I'm not sure how much benefit that's going to do. Some studies have even gone up to 1800 milligrams per day on it. L-tryptophan for some 5-HTP.
In all reality, it's a good formula. Yeah, the lemon balms was weird, but Phenibut, I mean, if you just use that 500 milligram, that will knock you out.
Yeah. So I mean, overall, nothing I've seen from Ninja has really been underdosed. Like all of their stuff is pretty well rounded and pretty dosed.
You know what?
Well.
There's one product that I didn't like, the fat burner.
So, I mean, some of their stuff isn't like it's not like supremely dosed. Like isn't the KSM usually at the 600? So I mean, they have a few things here and there.
Yeah.
But I will admit, all of their shit works. Like all of them work.
Yeah.
Yeah, have a look at the fat burner. I don't remember the formula, but I remember that was the only one I did not like for some reason. Yeah. I just don't remember what it was.
That's the only one I haven't tried.
I would love to try this, man. I would very much be interested in trying that. I mean, everything else is good. The lemon balm, but you got enough other calming stuff in there.
You know, I don't want to be mean, Robert, but they had a promotion where if you messaged them on Instagram, they would send you out a sample pack.
Well, Devin, one of our normal listeners, Devin, hooked me up and was the little go-between for us. So they sent us out 2 tubs of protein, their pre-workout, their amino, and the nootropic. We just didn't get the sleep. But everything else we've tried, we've really enjoyed.
Yeah. No, they have good products.
Interesting. 200 milligrams of teacrine. I haven't seen anybody use that much ever.
I'm pretty sure wasn't it dedicated that had the biggest dose?
Probably.
Yep.
Wasn't it 250? I thought it was 250.
Yeah. Whoa! I used the most teacrine. Remember in overtime?
What do we have? I thought we had 120 in there.
It was at yield at 250.
Which version was that? V2? V3? No, V2.
No. We didn't use it at all.
Right. Yeah, V2.
Dedicated hit it.
Yeah, this one is the only one that I did not really like.
This is basically just kind of like energy and focus.
Yeah.
I mean, well, you're getting you're getting a full dosage of paradoxine. So, I mean, you're getting the 40 milligram there. The rest of the stuff, I would say, is on the lower end.
The Alcar and L-carnitine charge rate. Yeah, that I remember that's what I didn't like.
Yeah, I'm not super nuts about that. How do you feel about theanine in a fat burner? I don't like it in a pre-workout, but I'm okay with it in a nootropic setting. I don't know if I've seen it in too many fat burners, so I'm not sure how.
I've seen it in a few. You see, the thing is, to me, when it comes to fat burner, I mean, if people are dieting, that's the whole point. You have to diet, right? Yeah. So if you're taking a fat burner, even though I do not object to non-stim fat burners, because especially if you're taking something at night, the last thing you want is something to kind of like stimulate you and stuff like that. So I'm totally okay with non-stim fat burners. Yeah. But if you have stim fat burners, then my point is you're taking, say, for example, fasted cardio, right? I'm taking either Chaos or Shogun before I do fasted cardio. And the main reason for that is not just thermogenic activity, but also to give me the kick, to give me the energy, because, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I just woke up and I'm doing cardio. So the same thing, it actually acts a little bit as a stimulant, as a pre-workout. So to me, theanine essentially in that makes no sense, just like it makes no sense to me in a pre-workout. That's the way I look at it. In fact, I think Morphogen was the first one that I saw with it used. They have a fasted cardio, kind of like a pre-workout, I guess, or a fat burner, and they have a massive dose. I think 400 milligram of caffeine citrate, which is 200 because it's 50%. And I thought it was absolutely genius. I thought it was like phenomenal, because you wake up in the morning and you're like fucking half asleep, and that's going to give you a nice kick in the butt. So if that's your intention to get that kick in the butt, why would you use theanine? Essentially the same as why would you use theanine in a pre-workout? I mean, that's my argument. So I don't see a reason for that. I totally see your point when you said, nootropic and stuff. Yeah, that makes sense in a way. Yeah. And I definitely love theanine in a sleep formula. I'm a huge fan. Over here, don't see a point.
Yeah, because maybe some people like the typical association with fat burners and like diet pills that you buy at the store is that they make you feel really jittery. So maybe this is to help combat like that quintessential thing, and like everybody assumes that all fat loss pills and diet pills make you jittery. So it's in there for that. It could help a little bit with mood if you're somebody that gets jittery on caffeine, and theanine does stimulate dopamine to a certain extent. It's high doses of dynamine. I haven't seen 200 milligrams of yield. I mean, they're not using the 40% here either, because it's capsule based. Yeah. So, I mean, that's a shit ton of dynamine. Indigo with the teacrine. I've never liked the trio put together when I've had it before, but I'd be interested to try it at least and see what's going on with it.
By the way, Robert, which one do you prefer? I'm inclined a little bit, but it's just personal. No fucking science, no nothing behind it. I just prefer, for some reason, personally, teacrine.
Same. I've always been more of a fan of teacrine since it came out. Dynamine has been very, very hit and miss with me. Like when it first came out, I tried it by itself, like 200 milligrams of it, 100 milligrams of it, stacked it with 200 milligrams of caffeine. Some days it felt great. Some days I didn't even notice it was there. And then where it really got weird for me was the combination of caffeine, dynamine, and teacrine. I don't know if I found one product that uses all three that I actually really liked all three of them done together.
Do you think that teacrine and dynamine may be fighting for the same receptors? Is that possible?
Yeah, I think like the dynamine and the teacrine are, because caffeine goes allosterically, it binds to the adenosine receptors, and so it's like kicking in the front door of a house, whereas dynamine and teacrine modulate orthosterically, which is kind of like slipping in through the side window of a house to like break into it that way, to where you're hitting the adenosine receptors from two different angles. But I wonder if there's like, so caffeine, theanine, and methylliberine, they all have that U-shaped curve, and I wonder if having all three of them is putting you on that downside, to where it's like there's that happy spot at the top of the curve, but like on either ends of, if you go too low, teacrine, however you want to say it, is sedative, and if you go high, it can be sedative as well. I mean, Mark over at NutriBio said before he did some dose of teacrine and almost fell asleep while he was driving one day. But it's just, I wonder if it's just maybe with me, because I know other people really like the trifecta of all three of those three ingredients, but I don't. I like when two of them are together. So Jack Factory Cognisurge has caffeine and dynamine in it together, and I love that nootropic. It's also got a little bit of theanine in there too, some KSM, CDP, choline, tyrosine, and lion's mane. But I mean, that's a great powdered nootropic. I've yet to try a product that has all three of those and dosed at all three of these full levels that I've really been a fan of.
I never tried it in a formula-based kind of setting, the three of them, but I had teacrine and I had dynamine. I don't remember the dosage. For some reason, I think it was 150 milligram capsules, and I got them directly from Compound Solutions, I think. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I got it directly from them. And I remember using teacrine and dynamine on their own, like just, as a standalone. Neither one gave me anything. I didn't feel shit. But when I paired teacrine with caffeine, I definitely felt good. I felt the energy. I felt long-lasting energy. When I combined caffeine and dynamine, I literally did not see a difference between just taking caffeine and caffeine plus dynamine. I had nothing.
Yeah, same here.
But when I took all three of them, this is the only time, because I'm a huge opponent to people screaming, oh, I had such crash, I had some crash. Like, I hate that. Fucking everybody's like, oh, I crashed so badly. Not a big believer in that. However, on those three together, I definitely experienced a crash.
Did you go up at all, or did you just like feel flat? Because that was the
Well,
feeling
that's
I
the
had
thing.
with those three. Like I just felt off, like terrible.
I took it before a workout. I remember that specifically. Like I made sure that like all the combinations I did in the same setting.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did is when I took it, I got like a kick. I think the caffeine amount was. I think I took 300 milligram. I definitely didn't take more than that. I even think that it was 200. Yeah. So I remember I got a bit of a kick, and literally maybe. I would say maybe 40, 45 minutes into the workout, I went from this to this. Like I was literally dragging between the sets and everything. Like I don't even think I finished the workout, but I was exhausted. It was just, it definitely did something to me. I only felt like that when I took hooligan and I did Muay Thai. I hated it. This was the same thing. I went from flying to like literally boom. So the only reason I think is the three of them, for me personally, that it didn't work.
There you go. Devin, let's get saucy. We've got a bunch of comments to go through. Uh-oh. All right. Jiffy. Rob said free products. My inner Democrat came out. Staying in line for the free stuff. Yeah. Everybody line up for Uncle Joe's freebies. Tried the new Podium pre-workout, and it's solid for a lower stim pre-workout.
I'm not going to lie. They say you can throw down 2 scoops of that. The single ain't bad, but tell you what, that double's juicy.
Juicy.
I don't want to say well-rounded pre-workout again, but it's pretty well.
Rob is
I saw it.
Robbie's gonna be fucking pissed.
No, not at all.
We're gonna go down the 3D pub route. Is this the one you're talking about, Shade? Podium?
Yeah.
I saw that.
I'm not gonna use the well-rounded pre-workout with Robbie anymore.
Yeah, see.
Who makes this?
It's a new brand from Matt Frazier and shit, I can't remember his name now. Paul.
Battery Bros.
Battery Bros is the other one. So if you double all of those,
I'd like it doubled.
the GABA, I don't know.
I really like this formula, but I think that you need to double scoop. That it's probably magic.
Yeah, you can double. They say this is maximum of 2, but that does bring it down to 15 servings. That's smartly.
That's a little bit on, but I mean, if you look at it, like say for example, coffee berry, right? So you know that it has to be 100 milligram typically. Yep. So you have 100 milligram. You double on citrulline, it puts you at 8 grams. 8. So it's also solid. It's not too little. It's not too extremely, but it's good. I mean, beta alanine is going to be at 64, which I'm totally okay with anyway. And what is it? Taurine, 2 grams, right? 11 ATP is going to be 300. Maybe it's a little much, but at the same time, it's not
400 micrograms of huperzine. If you double scoop that thing, don't take any huperzine for the next 3 days with that shit.
Yeah, that's the only downside, I guess.
It looks fun at 2 scoops. I'm telling you that.
Oh, it looks solid. It looks absolutely solid. This looks really good.
GABA as well.
Oh, wait a second.
Yeah.
The estrogen, Robert,
honestly, that's a great touch.
This is great formula, but 100 milligram estrogen, is it okay?
Yeah, it's fine. It's over. I mean, it's not going to do anything bad. It might be a little overkill, but it's not going to do anything bad. Or Gerhard's chiming in. Gerhard, is estrogen at 100 milligrams safe per day?
You will absorb more of that.
I was going to say I would have assumed so because I've had it in an amino and a pump and a pre, and I stack them all together.
You'll be fine.
And I'm fine.
I honestly love this formula.
Roderick, is it well-rounded?
I think it's perfect. I mean, look at it, at all the numbers. Like the only thing,
GABA.
I think, huperzine, I think is, the GABA. But
Robert, make sure this episode will be well-rounded.
The huperzine, I don't know. I think huperzine is gonna, maybe not agree with some people. I'm fine with it.
I like it.
I like it a lot. Good stuff, especially from Fraser.
Well, one good thing I want to say, at the risk of kicking the ant again, the Rise pre-workout, they got 40 grams without putting in 10 grams of BCAAs, which I'm glad about. Like, they're not doing that shit like Jim and
the active ingredients I calculated at 30.5.
Yeah. So I mean, wait.
It's not that. Yeah.
So that's 10 grams of filler they got in there and flavoring and shit.
I mean,
That's a lot.
I counted it just under 31, but originally they said it was one of the biggest. I still, as far as I know, the biggest. And yes, they had carbs in there and whatever, but it was Muscle Elements Pre-Cree.
Yes.
They
Yeah.
had a 48-gram serving, and I
Yeah,
remember
pre-Cree
trying to
excess?
fucking.
Yeah.
I remember trying to fucking dry scoop that thing.
Good luck.
No.
Mm-mm-mm.
Branch will be my make-a-wish. Any pierogi, dumpling, pelmeni, and say that last one, Lucas.
I don't know what the fuck he's talking
I forget that was Polish word. I forget that was Polish word.
That's Ukrainian dumplings.
Vareniki?
Yeah, yeah, that's Ukrainian dumplings.
How do you say
I know the
vareniki?
first one.
I know the first one as well because
Yeah, I
I'm
know
Polish.
pierogi.
Yeah.
Pierogi.
Yeah.
Next.
Robbie, excluding supply chain issues, what are the biggest challenges facing Apollon?
I think it's facing everybody.
Sean is
I was gonna say something really smart ass, but I'm not gonna say it.
I don't know. I think that's same as for everybody, just delays. I mean that's pretty much it. Yeah, right now everything has to do with delays. But other than that,
I mean, of all the brands though, Robic is making it look like there are no fucking delays. Not gonna lie.
thank you. But well, I'll give you an example. Remember, I said isolate. I don't know if you remember that we were coming up with isolate. So we were supposed to have it in September. So we are delayed already by about 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, but if you didn't say any of that, people would just think shit's going on as normal.
Yeah. That's the reason
Other brands
why.
have been, some brands have been affected much more, but you've just been
Yeah, you know what?
whatever.
I think that it's funny that you mentioned it because I had this conversation. I'm still not happy just for the same reason as that. For example, I don't know if it counts right now, but a few years back, prior to pandemic and everything else, like certain brands would have, say, a pre-workout or a flavor for Christmas or or 4th of July or something like that, and I was always. I would say, I don't know what the right word would be, maybe jealous with the fact that, oh shit, we had to do it and, we were behind. Because I figured out that maybe it's just lack of experience, but, it's something to have it on Christmas. You have to plan it probably 6 months in advance. And I didn't think that far ahead. And right now it's definitely... I think that right now, I think that we we definitely better at that. But I mean, delays are for everyone. I mean, I was just I was told that some brands have like 10, 15 SKUs that are missing, that are out of stock, and I was like, whoa, here I am worried about 1 or 2, but some brands have like 10, 15 that they out of because of delays. So I think that this, and I think prices probably would be the biggest challenges right now. So, for example, we were talking about citrulline, again, going back to rice, that they dose it so well considering how expensive it is. It's not exactly accurate because for rice to release a product right now, that would mean that they probably had a PO, I don't know, 3, 4, 5, 6 months ago. The prices skyrocketed, like really skyrocketed, very, very recently. So I think we're going to feel the increase in prices like really in the next month or 2. Everybody who receives products right now, they're going to have issues. So, for example, the isolate that we are hopefully expecting in the next few weeks, we had at a certain price, which was already higher than last year, a lot higher. So I just talked to the manufacturer, I believe 2 days ago, and I said, you know what? Just considering that whey protein is going up in price consistently, I said this PO was initiated months ago, right? And we already paid more, substantially more than it was last year. I said to him, is there any way, any chance in hell, if we place the order now for more, just to make sure, because we strongly believe that this isolate is so good that it's going to go in no time. So I said that considering we have to wait for 4 or 5 months now for a product, what if you place the order now? Will it be the same price? He laughed at me and he goes to me, fuck no, it's not going to happen. And I also know for a fact that, we were ordering a pre-workout, actually, a Hooligan, from one manufacturer, and I'm really trying my best to make sure that we get it before the end of the year. So the manufacturer called me and he said, Rob, we have a problem. Beta-alanine is delayed. The shipment of beta-alanine is delayed, which means it's going to delay the product. Thankfully, another manufacturer said to me, like, listen, we have shitload of beta-alanine. We can help you out. We have good relationship, so they're helping us out. But guess what's the reason why they're able to help us out? There is a big company, I'm not going to say who they are. They placed a large order of pre-workout, like a massive order. And, the company got all the ingredients, including beta-alanine. Last minute, because of the increased costs, which is obviously a problem right now, they canceled the whole order. So the manufacturer was like, oh, shit, now we have, it's not like it's going to go bad because there's a huge demand. But I think that we are facing exactly the same problems like everybody else. It's just, maybe just a little bit ahead of the time. And I'm trying to make sure that kind of stay ahead of the curve. But I think that everybody is kind of trying to do the same right now. Pretty much everybody's in the same boat. Like we talked about creatine. If you look we actually don't sell creatine now to the stores. We're making sure that it's only direct to consumer because it's just not possible.
Too expensive.
It's extremely expensive.
Yeah. Muscle and bones. Shane is slowly making Well-Rounded the new game changer.
Well-rounded is my style of pre-workout, man. I'm all about that well-roundedness.
Yeah. Just a reminder, everyone, we are giving away 4 Apollon nutrition products today. Each of us is going to pick a winner and a product to go away. And if you don't stick with us till the end of the live stream, I will post the winners down at the bottom, and you guys will have a 1 week to email me, thesupplementengineer@gmail.com, with shipping information, and we'll get the products out to you. If I don't hear from you by next Saturday at this time, then we're going to pick somebody else.
The prize is doubled.
Yeah. Or you have to pay. If we choose you as winner and you don't respond, you have to pay for the product then.
It jackpots like in the lottery.
Oh, we just compounded to that next week or something?
Yeah.
Lukasz, do you take stem breaks? There was no word in Polish for stem break.
That's funny.
What does
What time do you go to sleep, Lukasz? Like 10? You wake up at 9? Wake up at 1 in the morning? There you go. It's a 4-hour stem break. There you go. It's perfect.
That's my sleep break.
Refreshes those receptors right away.
I lowered the dosages from 2 grams to 1 gram.
You take extended release while you sleep.
Actually, that's a good question. Lukasz, do you ever have a feeling that you maybe need to up the dose or something like that? Or does it always work for you?
No.
Okay.
Robert,
it always works, especially when I combine Apollon stuff. You know me.
Yeah.
Who came up with the double impact?
True. No, but I'm saying if you take if you say double impact right now, if you take double impact today, and you take it tomorrow, and you take it the day after, and the day after, do you feel exactly the same, or you feel like
works
shit?
Like a charm every fucking day.
Okay, that's it.
Would you say there's any sleep supplement better than 250 milligrams Benadryl? I don't recommend taking that much Benadryl. I wouldn't.
What's the point of taking that much?
Well, each tablet of Benadryl is what, 50 milligrams?
I think so.
It's like a pharmaceutical.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's diphenhydramine.
What is it? What is it for?
Allergies.
Allergies, yes.
Yeah. It's an antihistamine, but it's also got some anticholinergic properties, so you don't want to take it habitually. It's not something you want to megadose every day after day because it could have some long-range adverse effects on your cholinergic system in your body, which affects memory, muscle-mind connection, all that good shit. So I would not recommend using that. So
I remember getting one medication for sleep from the doctor. It was because I tore my groin or something, and my lower back was pulled, and he was like, "Are you having trouble sleeping?" I was like, "Nah, bro, I'm all good." And he's like, "Are you sure? Any discomfort?" And I'm like, like, does it matter? And he's like, yeah, because I can prescribe you something to help you sleep. And I was like, sure, why the fuck not? And I think it was like a muscle relaxant type thing. Fuck me, man. That shit was good. I said
You
to him,
feeling
like,
good?
dude, this was like years and years ago, but I was like,
Now, was it a muscle relaxer or was it actually a sleep aid?
Sleep aid, yeah.
I have no fucking idea. I
Yeah,
wish I
because
knew.
that's important because I know that muscle relaxers definitely make you drowsy, sleepy.
Oh
but it
yeah,
was also,
I think it might have been the muscle relaxer, but that thing I took, I felt so fucking good. Like the next day, I was like, God damn it, these
I
doctors and
guarantee
them.
you it would have worked 1,000% better if you would have done a shot of bourbon with it too.
I'm not having your disgusting
Statistically
fiery bourbon, okay?
if you had bourbon and some vegetables, you'd be perfect.
You'd be as sexy and as smart as I am.
No, then I'd be sitting in there with my fucking Crocs on and a purple and white yellow shirt, throwing my arms up every time someone fucking scores. That's what it would be.
Hey, we're charging. We're inside the 10-yard line with 5 minutes left to go. So if you see me start acting like a complete asshole, that's why. And it's tied at 42. Lucas, are you cutting right now? Are you leaning out? You're getting the
Yeah, I'm down 17.
Skeletor face? Down 17 kilos?
Lucas saw that everybody at the Olympia was out of shape, so Lucas goes, "I can do this shit."
Yeah, man. When I saw Hadi's shoulders, I said, "Fuck that! I'm going for the hats next year."
By the way, how do you feel about Hadi going crazy on Palumbo for the fact that they pointed to shoulders and it's Palumbo's fault?
Yeah, man. I was like laughing so hard.
Yeah, same here. So stupid.
I watched the entire show with Aceto and Lee.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. I just heard about it, and I thought it was fucking pathetic.
Yeah, everyone, Lee Priest just killed it.
Well, but not for nothing. And I'm a huge Hadi fan, and I thought he was in phenomenal shape, and I'm a fan. But the thing is like I would be lying if I said that as soon as he walked out on stage, those shoulders were extremely noticeable.
Yeah, but not only Palumbo said that, but
Everybody.
also the Bob chick, who was like
Yeah.
standing, close to these guys, and
Yeah.
he clearly said that
It was obvious.
that Hadi was injecting something. And I was listening to yesterday's podcast that Fuad uploaded, and Ian said exactly the same thing, that he knows that Hadi injected something. It wasn't oil, but it wasn't something else.
Yeah, but the thing is like I don't know why they're getting offended.
What was it? But at the same time, he said that he was adding something to his shoulders. So yeah.
But you know what? I mean, why would they get offended if it's so fucking obvious? I mean, just everybody could see it. I know truth hurts, but why are you being defensive when it's like so clear? I remember there was Miss Olympia competition years ago. I want to say that it was Iris Kyle. I want to say it was Iris Kyle, but I'm not sure. It was years ago, maybe 10 years ago, 12 years ago. And Iris Kyle, I think, was either Miss Olympia already or she was, top contender. When she came on stage, she just looked like, none of the women standing next to her looked even close. I mean, she just fucking smoked everybody. Then she turns, to the back, and she had phenomenal back. But on her ass cheek, there is a huge knot, like very, very, like baseball shaped. From injection, it was very, very obvious. And the judges, didn't give her first place. They penalized her. I think she didn't even place top 3. Like, she's clearly in best shape than anyone else. If you ignore that, you have a clear-cut winner. But yet, they fucking moved her. I want to say it was her, but they moved her, I think, out of top 3, if I'm not mistaken. And she was complaining, obviously. Her fans were complaining about it. But then you look at it, yes, athletes do drugs, they do steroids, they inject steroids and stuff like that, obviously. But when your shoulders look like that, or you have like those issues and you're not placing well, I'm sorry, you know what? As much as I wanted Hadi, I thought Hadi without those shoulders could be a very, very strong argument for winning the show. But those shoulders, I mean, you have representative of the sport, you have representative of Mr. Olympia with those shoulders. I'm sorry, I don't know why Hadi was complaining. They were beyond well-rounded.
Ding.
They were pointy.
$5 donation from Brooke. Thank you, Brooke. Donation, Polish roads, things just being well, fiery bourbon, and making smaller doors so people with big egos can't attend seminars and steal stuff.
Oh my God.
Yeah, at this rate, by the time I get to Poland, they might actually have some nice looking roads. You know?
Well, with so many donations on a weekly basis, fuck, they're gonna have the best roads in the world.
If I was eating all these vegetables and shit, this is what I would look like.
Jay, when you arrive to Poland, we will have like fucking red carpets everywhere on the road.
You might even have footpaths.
Yeah, bro.
I think you should have a statue of Brooke.
the number one donator. We're gonna have like
how is Robert doing? He looks like fucking a character from One Flew Off the Cuckoo's Nest.
Dude, you have this is me calm during a football game. Okay, very rarely do I get excited.
I don't think Robic was describing you just as celebrating. I think that was just.
Okay, now that I'm back, I just wanted to say that I still can't take high caffeine products. Just double the dose. Eventually, you'll get used to it.
Yeah.
Kidding. Can my body not build a tolerance anymore? I mean, what's your life stress situation like? Are you super stressed? Are you not getting enough sleep? Or are you just getting old and you just can't handle as high stims anymore? That's a very real possibility. But I can't imagine you're that old.
Take some ashwagandha and you will be good.
Yeah, ashwagandha, rhodiola.
Yeah. Stay back.
A statue? Yeah, Brooke, we'll take a statue of you.
Yeah.
There's heaps of people in Poland. They can build it by hand.
Is Apollon's limited to U.S. citizens only, Robbie?
I don't know. Didn't think about it. I don't know. We'll see.
You're gonna ship the prizes worldwide or just limited to U.S.?
The only problem is shipping it worldwide. Fucking packages don't go out. It's just insane right now. It's absolutely insanity. We shipped, worldwide, but fuck, delays. Not only worldwide, we had an issue with a package going to Oregon to one of our stores. It took, I think, like maybe 3 weeks for him to get it. And it was just, it's insane. I mean, right now, I don't even know what's going to happen during Christmas time because it's a fucking mess right now.
Yeah, from my perspective, the packages that are coming from UK to Europe are like delayed so much. Like for example, the package that Herbie sent my way, it's like 2 weeks and it's sitting in the customs office like for the past 2 weeks and it wasn't processed yet. So you can imagine. So let's make it let's put it out there that that the contest will be only for US citizens. So that will be more clear.
So Lukasz, there are issues even from UK to Poland?
Yeah, right now due to the fucking Brexit.
Yeah, man.
The entire situation with Brexit messed up the shipping services so much, and now all the European receivers, even if the goods are like let's say it's a present or something like a gift, a package that is like signed as a gift, you still need to pay the import fees. So now it's like,
hey man, welcome to my world.
Yeah. Lukasz, is Prometeus shipping from Holland or from different hubs?
No, only from Holland. We ship.
But they ship all over Europe, right?
Yeah, we ship through
are they also having issues right now?
Oh man.
Yeah.
They're within Europe.
So within Europe there are no issues?
In Europe now, but but we always count like UK, Scotland, and
Wales.
The Great Britain,
Ireland,
as a European, as a Europe. So yeah, but there's so much issues, man.
Work on the evening. That's why Podium at one scoop gets the job done. Maybe throw a pump forming in there. Yeah, and then building up off of that one. Does Huperzine A need some type of choline to absorb it because Podium doesn't have any choline in it? No. Two different ways that they're working. They're both working on acetylcholine in the body, but choline, so your cholinergic donor, so choline bitartrate, alpha GPC, CDP choline, work to increase levels of actual choline in the body. That's going to be the little building blocks to make acetylcholine. Huperzine is an acetylcholinesterase inhibitor. So acetylcholinesterase is the enzyme that breaks down acetylcholine. So huperzine comes and breaks down, like basically sacrifices itself as a selective acetylcholinesterase inhibitor. So it stops acetylcholinesterase from breaking down or metabolizing acetylcholine. So you have longer lasting acetylcholine levels in the body for longer memory, focus, mind-muscle connection, all that good stuff.
That was a well-rounded explanation.
I was going to say the same thing, but yeah, you beat me to it.
I don't know if Shane being fine is a good representation of safety. It's like Lukasz saying he's fine. It's
I'm fine.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Takes 6 scoops of pre-workout. He's fine. It's all right.
I'm fine.
I'm fine.
There was a question that was more up Shane's alley. Here we go. Alex, I know we all talk about McDonald's all the time, but is there one fast food place in your country that you really enjoy going to the most?
Fucking fat bastard.
McDonald's.
Checkers. The Checkers is a Rally's. So it's like a little car hop, kind of like a Sonic, but a little different.
We don't have it here. That's why
McDonald's.
US is so fat.
Agreed. Checkers. I don't have that, but I've heard it's
No,
a classic
Lukasz.
burger place.
They are well-rounded.
Ah.
Because they also have super
That's a
lean
good
people too. They got people on both ends. They're well-rounded.
Yeah.
We have so much food. We're so fucked up here. We give ourselves eating disorders. There's that much food here. You can go for like super obese or like super anorexic and bulimic. We take over all extremes here.
You don't
We celebrate all lifestyles, all extremes.
Listen, you don't have this middle ground that we have.
No.
I still like it when I went to McDonald's for the first time and I was like, "Oh, could I get a large like meal combo?" And they're like, "What do you mean?" Because in my country, you got small, medium, large. Most countries have different. You guys have the fucking one.
It's larger than super size, so it's like fat ass or super fat ass size. That's it.
It's like a liter jug of soda and then like a bucket of fry.
The best thing is that they are paying for like super size, twice less than for like the normal meal or something.
It's ridiculous because even their large cup, there's like 3 of the larges here. It's like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, so that's a good point. Yeah.
It's the best though. Not complaining.
Any new flavors of 50-50 coming in the future? I know one. I'm not going to say it though.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, the one that
McNuggets.
Robert, the one that Robert doesn't want to say.
Delicious. It was delicious. I will say that. Sweetheart, 600 milligrams of caffeine at 8 p.m. is a stim break for Lukasz.
Might be accurate.
That's how much I take today.
He's on a stim break. Yeah, Ambien scares the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I've never had that one.
Yeah, it's a prescription sleep aid. It's I'm never taking it either, but I know it's very strong.
Bro.
I've never really had problems with sleep. The only reason I take sleep aids is to get to just make it better. To get better sleep.
Brooke is the true hero of the stream. I would agree. Rich, I got now alpha GPC capsules. Would you recommend taking that with podium for some extra focus? Yeah, or you can just break open the caps, throw it into your podium for workout, and depending on the size of the capsules, most alpha GPC is 50% yield. So if it says 600 milligrams on the capsule, you're getting 300 milligrams yield of that actual alpha GPC in there. I think he's in the running for a comment of the day. Tried Shane's method about lying to her how much I'm using.
Shane's method. Don't call it Shane's method.
That's actually a pretty cool name for some product. Shane's method.
Shane's.
Right. Except one country at a time. All right.
I've seen my wife look at labels when she's like, "Oh, should I take half a scoop or 1 scoop of this?" And she'll like turn around and look at the label, and I'm like, "Look, something's not matching up," because you wouldn't need to ask me that if you knew what was in front of you. And I'd just be like, just take half, dude. You might fuck yourself up, you might not. I don't want to be to blame. You decide. I give up.
I tried.
And
SM,
usually-
but it's probably stress. What is SM? I don't need to know about S&M, dude. That whatever you do in the bedroom, that's on you, man. You just we don't need
something.
I tried upping the dose, but my girlfriend stopped letting me go for 300 milligrams. Still, so sad.
Wait, what? So he's saying he can't handle higher dosages?
Yeah, he can't go over high. He can't use
Yeah.
any more high stim products. That's what he was
Is
saying.
is it having like adverse effects?
Maybe he's feeling muscle and bones. Let us know. You're feeling jittery, anxious.
See, for me, if I feel like fucked up, which has only happened like a few times,
Yeah,
maybe more than that, then for me, I'm like, okay, that's my maximum. And if a little bit less doesn't feel like I'm energized enough, then I'm like, look, okay, I get fucked up if I have too much, and I don't feel that much if I have this much. For me, it's like, okay, but this is the maximum stimulation I'm going to get before I get fucked up.
Yeah.
So that is the most I can handle. That needs to be. Oh.
yeah. If you start
That's
having,
interesting.
don't fuck around with that. Just stick
Yeah.
on the low.
Just
stim.
be satisfied. Just be satisfied with what works
Yeah.
the most for you. Don't listen to us fuckwits.
My question is: are you stacking a caffeine with other stims, or is it just like a pure caffeine?
Yeah.
Because, for example, if we are like talking pure caffeine, I would say, you know, I can tolerate even a gram with like a pure caffeine, just no additives, nothing like that. But when I stack it with like other stuff like area and other stuff, it's like it's half of that dose. So
Yeah, but if he's going 300, if he's going over 300, he's getting
just caffeine.
then I would just sit
cap it at 300.
Yeah,
250.
in this case, stay in this range.
Yeah, do caffeine and teacrine, caffeine and dynamine.
Yeah.
Get some other nootropics to stack. Feel like
I would
there's more
say, yeah,
energy and mental
like
clarity.
Lukasz was saying, get something to mix in with a few other things, and then just
Yeah.
don't play around with the caffeine if that's the thing that's fucking it up.
Yeah, if your heart's going wacky with the caffeine, you gotta be smart, man. It's not worth going for these hardcore pre-workouts.
damn.
It's not even worth it. Not even worth it. Go see a cardiologist and figure out what the fuck's going on. This is not something that's wrong with.
It might just be him.
Yeah, it could be, but I mean, at least go get that checked out. I mean, if diet soda's starting to give you heart issues, then you've got a serious
a doctor's going
caffeine
to tell you this.
palpitations.
They're going to tell you
bless
what.
You know
You know
what?
what they're gonna say.
Core C4.
Yeah.
A doctor will likely just be like, stop taking pre-workout. Just
Yeah.
Stop drinking diet soda. Have
90%
sugar.
90%
sugar.
of the doctors will say that
Yeah.
and prescribe you some shit.
Something for Shane. Chick-fil-A and McDonald's have a deal where you get 40 nuggets, 2 large fries, and 2 large drinks for $15.
Fuck. Son of a bitch. This is why it sucks here. 40
There you go.
nuggets. Either of those places. I might even get McDonald's and fucking Chick-fil-A $15 deal. Might be overkill on the drinks, but you know, I could save it.
Sure you could.
Damn.
Bare knuckles, awesome.
Yeah, it's like 200 milligrams of caffeine per
There's no it's stim free. It's just
bare knuckle.
Yeah.
I thought about kumite.
No, interesting. What do you think about, like, for example, stems but without caffeine?
Dude, supplement needs pre-stim was the most versatile thing I had ever fucking seen. If I was gonna say the most like innovative, and I know people get a little dickish when I say innovative, but the most innovative
yes.
product of the year would be that. Like, I have never seen a high stim pre without caffeine. And
Yeah.
while I was like, okay, you can stack it with the other stuff, the versatility on that, because they put basically your exotic gray stems, so you can just throw that into pretty much any pre-workout that doesn't have the gray stuff, and you can take it to that exotic level of pre-stems.
Yeah, I definitely
was
want
putting
to
it
try
with
that.
Ghosts, I was putting it with Fat Burners, I was putting it with fucking... It just worked so well.
But here's the thing. The reason why I'm asking is because, for example, you know, like when people looking, for example, at, you know, and I always found it very, very interesting. So something like Assassin, it has a lot of different stems, right? But when people look at the product, the funny thing is like, or the interesting thing is that number one attention caffeine gets, you know, all the attention, like how much caffeine.
Yeah.
And some find it good, some find it bad. I mean, to each his own, which is fine, no problem whatsoever. For some 200 is hard hitting, for some people 1,000. So I don't care about that. My point is that it seems sometimes like, what's the point of putting all those stems such as Aerogerensis or DHMA or whatnot, when people clearly, or majority of people at least, not paying attention to that. They're fixated on that caffeine aspect, and you're kind of asking yourself, and I know, because, again, product like Hooligan, or product, another product that has caffeine, 300 or 400 milligram and nothing else in it, will definitely work. It will give you a kick, no doubt about it. But at the same time, if you take all those stems, like, for example, remove caffeine from Assassin, I am pretty sure, I haven't tried, so I can't lie, but I'm pretty sure that you're still going to feel it. You're going to feel the energy. You have to feel the energy with all those stems in it without caffeine. That's the reason why you said, that the product without caffeine, but with different exotic stems, I'm sure, and I believe it probably works just fine. Maybe a different feel to it without caffeine.
It's because it's the benchmark. It's because that's the only ingredient that's probably consistent between every day and pre-workout, and no one's gonna dose Aerogerensis and 2 pre-workouts that you might stack and they'll cross over. That never happens. It's always caffeine. And if I had Hooligan and it's got Aerogerensis or whatever, and I had another product that had Aerogerensis, the dose is never going to be like, oh my god, that's too high. That's never the case, but that is the case with caffeine. And like that guy just said, his is 300. So that's the most, for me, that's extremely important. Because if I take a pre-workout and I'm like, I didn't feel a kick, and I'm like, oh, that's because there's 100 milligrams of caffeine. But you're not going to be like, I thought the DMHA was all because that shit's hit or miss most of the time anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
I've had stuff I've felt 200 and I've had stuff that I've felt 50, so it's, yeah.
Do you remember when we were talking about the Hooligan, when you were doing the version 7, I think, or something? And you were mentioning about the caffeine content that the next version won't have the more caffeine as the version V6 or something like this. And it was people were already saying
some people were upset.
It's not gonna be as powerful as the V6, but they don't understand that the formula not only packs caffeine, but also it supplies other stems.
Yeah.
So that's the whole point. People don't understand the formulas and the ingredient. They need to look at the whole. Yeah.
Well-rounded.
Yes, well-rounded.
Yeah, it seems like, what, I do understand that people, and again, all of us are very, very different. For some people, 200 will be enough. For some people, 400 will be enough. And for some people, Lukasz level is going to be enough, but it comes down to, whatever, Logan just said that he cannot take even diet soda, whether it's for a medical condition or for his genetics or for whatever reason it is. But the bottom line is he can't, and that should be sufficient, And I think Shane gave him a brilliant advice. If you can't, you can't. That's the bottom line. You can't force yourself, because God knows, you can fuck yourself up. So there is no need for it. But the point I'm trying to make, if we take, say, for example, right now, I don't know, Shane, what is for you average caffeine that you feel it, not extreme, but average, that will give you enough? If you just took a caffeine pill, how many milligram for you would be good to kind of give you a kick in the butt?
250.
250, okay. So now say, for example, you're taking 250 milligram. Do you believe if you added, say, I don't know, to the same 250, you would add Aerogerensis, do you think that you would feel a little bit more?
I mean, with those extra stems, it's for me, it's a more complete energy, if that makes sense. It just it lifts me up. Whereas caffeine, you kind of, I don't know, it's hard to explain. For me, it's kind of like when you take an energy drink and you feel like a little more alert.
Okay.
It's okay, that's caffeine. But when I add the other stems, the mental focus and the energy kind of comes up, and then the physical energy gets a little bit better as well, and then they kind of work together, where not only are your physical energy elevated, you're amped to go, And like when you increase, it just becomes more comprehensive to that, where you take it and you're just like, I'm gonna go to the gym and fuck shit up. Whereas caffeine at a low amount for me, or like enough to get me going, it just feels like you take it and someone just like taps on your head and it's like, yeah, you can do some shit now.
Okay.
It's just more complete for me when I have those other stims in the mix.
Okay, so let me ask you this, and this is pure hypothetical. So you take Assassin and you take Hooligan, right? Both of them have actually equal amount of caffeine. One has 600 and exactly the same, breaking point of anhydrous and dicaffeine malate. And you have Assassin that has the same exact 600 milligram of caffeine as Hooligan. Now, Hooligan has fuck all, nothing else, just the 600 milligram of caffeine. And Assassin has shitload of other ingredients that's going to give you extra. Now, you clearly stated, and I'm with you on this, that you prefer Hooligan. Now, for example, what do you think would have happened since Hooligan is only one stem, just one stem, caffeine? What do you think would happen if you took Assassin minus caffeine? And this is hypothetical, completely hypothetical.
I don't know.
There's no right or wrong.
For me, for when it comes to pre-workouts, caffeine's kind of like, if I'm even a little bit tired or a little bit laggy, I have a caffeine pre-workout or something. Just even if I'm not even tired, I'm just moderate. It's sort of the ignition, like pumps and performance and focus. You can feel them without caffeine, but they're not as complete, or they don't have that drive for me, that energizing drive to like go do shit and make use of those benefits, unless I have a nice energy kick behind them. Like if I take a stim free and go to the gym, I know I'm not going to be moving as quickly through the gym, and that's not necessarily because of the caffeine. That could be because I don't have that energy through me that makes me want to do some stuff. It's like, it doesn't seem like much at the start, but I think it helps set the tone for like your tempo, your intensity. And when you combine all those other ingredients, it just, for me, it helps just drive you through. Because the confidence that you get when you like, okay, I feel energetic. Even if you don't have anything else, if you have enough caffeine to make you feel like energized, you're going to be like, okay, I feel like I can lift more now because I feel ready. So it has a mental aspect to it anyway. And again, when you combine everything together, just the reason I like Hooligan over Assassin is just, I feel there's a point where you can be too stimulated, where like you're constantly ticking over in your brain and you don't have time to be like, okay, I need to rest. Because even though I'm not necessarily, I don't know, I may feel good to go body-wise, I know my systems internally have not recovered from the last set, so I need to wait a bit, go again. And high stim pre-workouts always make me just go, and I never get a good, high-end rep, high-end lift or whatever. But with Hooligan, to me, it's the right balance to get me going, get me focused, and performance ingredients to really just make sure I'm recovered and revitalized between each set and to knock the shit out.
Yeah, and
hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it makes complete sense, because to be honest with you, like I feel exactly the same. And I remember, like, since we announced that there's going to be version 6 and whatnot, just like Lukasz said, certain people expecting, oh shit, you know what? And we just had a backlash from a small percentage of people that Assassin actually stepped down with Alpha Yohimbe, and it's not as strong and powerful as the previous one. But the point is like when it came to Hooligan, because everybody has an opinion and everybody feels like they're experts. I had few comments. Is Hooligan going to be stronger in terms of caffeine? And then some people said, it's like just like, some come to the gym to Apollon, like, what machine you would need? You definitely need this machine, because again, everybody's an expert and everybody thinks that it's about them. It's like you're making a fucking steak personally for them. So I had few people saying, what Hooligan lacks? And I honestly don't think it lacks anything. But again, I'm willing to listen to opinion. And when they say like, oh, you know what? It lacks area durances, or it lacks DHMA, or it lacks Alpha Yohimbe. I'm like, why? Why does it lack that? So it seems like there's a misconception, and I agree with you. I mean, wholeheartedly, I prefer hooligan myself, and I always stated that. But it seems like there is a misconception that more stems make it a more well-rounded, I guess, energy or stim-based pre-workout. So meaning like, oh, hooligan just has fucking 600 milligrams. And I even read a comment recently about hooligan. Like there was like shitload of comments. Somebody says hooligan is great, hooligan is great, hooligan is great, hooligan is great. And then I see a comment, hooligan is shit because it's 2 weeks, 600 milligram of caffeine and nothing else. Assassin is so much better. I'm like,
was that
really?
Was that Lukasz?
Yeah, totally. It was Lukasz under a different name.
Gentlemen, we have supplement royalty listening to us. Dr. Hector Lopez, the guy behind Teacrine, Dynamine, and 3D Pump. What is going on, Dr. Lopez? How are you, sir?
I just saw a comment. I'm stoked,
awesome, man. I met Dr. Hector a couple of years ago at the Compound Supply Side West party. Awesome guy. I've spoken to him on the phone a couple of times. It's we need to get him. He needs to come on here. You and me need to jam on a solo podcast episode. Do some stuff.
That Sridhar comment, I think, is pretty on point.
I think I think Dr. Lopez has also done 1 or 2 studies with Vaso 6 or the new Cardia 6 that's coming out as well. So he's got his hands on all the goodies.
And also the 3D pump, right?
Yeah, so I'm saying 3D pump, Vaso 6, Teacrine, and Dynamine. He's got his hands on all the good stuff.
Yeah, I appreciate the positive feedback, Doctor.
Yes. Yeah, very much. Thank you for tuning in. I'll shoot you an email after this episode of this sometime this weekend, Dr. Lopez, and safe travels. Brooke, willing to listen to opinion while simultaneously dialing hitmen. Robbie's got those Russian connections. I'm always on Robbie's good side. Vaso Drive AP. Okay, yeah, that's another one. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Purple Force. I'm not as familiar with Purple Force.
Yeah, what's Purple Force?
I got
Sounds
nice.
Yeah,
is that something new?
No, somebody just told me about Purple Force. Yeah.
It's from Maypro. Okay, so Maypro is the same company that does Vaso Drive AP.
So it's got to be like a. I'm guessing maybe a
Kenyan Purple Tea
thing?
Extract improves exercise performance, reduce fatigue, help maintain healthy and active gut lifestyle.
Oh snap!
Polyphenol compounds such as GHG inhibit lipid and fat absorption while also boosting fat metabolism. Also works to activate AMK, enzyme involved in the homeostasis of that. This is what I'm interested in. Okay, so activating AMK, would we want to take that away from the workout window, since with the workout you're trying to boost mTOR and you want to keep AMK down, and since the two kind of act on opposite ends of the spectrum, would this be something that's better like in a stim or non-stim fat burner that you're going to take away from your workout? But it also here it says improves fatigue and reduces muscle fatigue. Interesting. Okay. All right, I've got new homework to go through. Awesome. Thanks for the heads up, Dr. Lopez. Sweet. All right. Good stuff. Okay. Robbie, I'm willing to listen to opinion. Shane, I find this well-rounded. Robbie, I'm going to end this old man's career. Oh, my goodness. All right. Muscle and bones. I'm done trying the high caffeine, especially when my girlfriend read the labels. She beats my ass for taking the product it came back from tooth aligner.
It's funny, like, I had a pre-workout. I think I told you about this before. I'd have a great workout, tear shit apart, but then I couldn't stand up afterwards. Not because I worked hard, but because the stims were making me dizzy. And then my wife would just be like, she's like, man, that was fucking intense, like, terrible side effects. And then I took it again the next day. She's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you taking it again? I said, because it was good, like, work. And then she's like, you're just going to end up feeling sick afterwards. Like, yes, but after a great workout. You must understand, there's the sacrifice here. Yeah. I didn't take it that often, but it worked like a charm.
That's the thing. Sacrificing for
better. I actually just said, I was like, oh, it's part of the job. I have to review it. Not really.
Does Apollon have a lower stem pre? There is a stem-free pre.
And the lower stem is coming in the new version. I guess you can call it Kumite for now.
Yeah. Speaking of Kumite, Brooke, oh snap! Just realized the movie Lady Bloodflight had a tournament called Kumite. I'm actually following Robbie's MoveX. Go back 35 years, Brooke, and watch Bloodsport with Jean-Claude Van Damme, The Origins of Kumite. This lady blood flight.
To Sridhar's comment about shipping, still sucks balls. The biggest balls. I shipped a package earlier this week. 205 US. It should be here next week, but it was 17 pounds weight.
Avoid FedEx. Apparently, it's beyond terrible. They go in zigzags to deliver packages.
They're horrible right now.
So you can't go zigzag to New Zealand because it's a plane, right?
You could like zig up to China, then zag down to like Indonesia, and then zig up to Japan and back and all that stuff.
We're in the middle of like Japan and America.
Wait, so like they zigzag up there and then they come down. So they're gonna dick around up there and then like Southeast Asia and then head down.
There's no country to stop off to on the way to New Zealand. It's New Zealand or the water. You decide. We're in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Brooke, shipping in Poland is slow because it travels by horse. Hence why I'm working on the roads.
we use donkeys and we also use dolphins. So either way.
You use those old school pipe systems that you see in those movies where they put it in and shoots up. Yeah, there you go.
Sean, is Time Cop a collagen product? It is a skin and beauty product. We're also going to tag on.
Anti-aging.
I'm going to stop.
It was meant to be a glow cop, but we
nowadays every company.
You did what I was going to say.
You know what? Nowadays every company is using glow, so Robic decided to fuck that and go with the Time Cop, right?
Glow Cop, yes.
I tell you what.
This wasn't. Wait, let me say something real quick, Shane. This wasn't a knock on Ghost Glow. This was a knock on every other company that's coming out with a skincare product, calling it Glow something. That's what the Glow on. We're not ripping Ghost. We're ripping all the other companies that are using Glow in their products for that.
I just want to point out that the name Glow, after Ghost used it in their formula, is just mind blowing to me.
You could have gone with so many other words. Shine, glisten, gleam.
There is so much. There is so much words that you can describe a product. That is like beauty related. Instead of like using only one word, fucking glow, that Ghost used. It's like.
I tell you what, it's not a well-rounded pre unless you got beauty support in there. I'll give you that.
It's funny because ever since we posted about Time Cop, people are guessing, like, everybody's trying to guess what it is, and majority of answers were sleep aid. So I found it very, very interesting. But
I think we posted while we're on the podcast.
Oh yeah,
I said that it was a combination.
It's funny because but the truth is like, I guess I'm gonna reveal a little bit. It came from the dirty mind of Lukasz again, with a huge involvement by Robert, and the fact that they on such opposites when it comes to certain things, which I'm not gonna say what they are. It's pretty obvious though. It's funny that it's a combination of those two minds, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. All I can say is that the feedback from people that have tried it is it might be the best. It might be the best we've done this year, which kind of surprised me and didn't surprise me. But it's going to be interesting once it's revealed on Monday. But Lukasz, Robert, thank you so much for this.
Bill's in the mail, Robbie. Don't worry.
No problem. When it comes to my bills to pay Lukasz, it seems like Brooke is covering it. So we go.
Hold on, I'm sending my horse right now.
Where do you find these freaking weird ass pre-workouts? I've never heard of half of the brands you ask us for all these pre-workouts, but I'll pull it up here. I'm just wondering, where the hell do you find all these random pre-workouts that you ask us about?
What is Galaxy Labs?
I don't know. A bathtub brand?
I'm asking Shane. He's supposed to know.
There we go.
Yeah, this is... Oh, no, it's not the one I was thinking of. Don't worry. I thought it was Sergio's.
Yeah, I thought so too, but it's Comic Labs, right? Sergio.
Yeah, Cosmic Labs. Yeah.
Standard, typical. I mean, it's the
I like
interesting
the display of the photo of just like a downhill.
It's going down.
Yeah,
And then it just blows down the bottom.
30 of dendrobium. Does that do much of anything? We don't really know. It's supposed to be a DMAA replacement. Not really.
No.
150 of PEA. I'd like to see that higher, personally. DMHA, assuming it's legitimate DMHA, that's a solid dose on that. 250 of urea, a good solid dose on that.
It's going to hit you for maybe like 5 minutes, and that's going to be it.
Yeah, I mean, even that low of a dose, I mean, I thought you'd need somewhere at least like 300 to 500.
Yeah.
Credit to him for finding these brains.
But it's not going to last.
Yeah.
It's not going to last long.
No, kind of like Shane, just doesn't last for long. Just
Yeah.
Oh,
Amen. Nikki on here. She can confirm.
Okay.
Like, from the pump side of stuff, I mean, it's going to be decent, and the focus is good. I'd like to see some tyrosine in there, just because you got some of these other fun alkaloids in there that are going to be depleting some of the dopamine.
Robert, you brought up tyrosine a few times today. I want to ask you something. I saw somebody, a bunch of people arguing whether it's what's the optimal dosage of tyrosine, and some said that like 1.5 to 2 is ideal, but there were also like a lot of people saying, well, some people were saying 3 grams. What is your take on it? Does it depend on a combination with other compounds or as a standalone? What do you think?
Depends on which research you're looking at. Some research has gone in like milligrams of per kilogram, and they've used upwards of like 10 to 15 grams of L-tyrosine in some of the stuff. But they're in some of the lone human studies, they've used like the 2,000 milligram dose as an actual study dose in humans. So anywhere in that 2,000 or 3,000 milligram range, I'm perfectly happy with.
Well, okay, like like Rice did 5 grams of betaine and 6.4 of beta-alanine, which you said it's a little bit high for your taste, and no, you said unnecessarily high. So say for example, because tyrosine is pretty cheap, if somebody decided to impress and they would use instead of 2 grams, 5 grams, would you have a problem with that, or do you think it's counterproductive?
I would see mixability being an issue because tyrosine isn't that stellar. That's why they came up with N-acetyl-L-tyrosine. It's got superior water solubility, which is why a lot of people think it's also more bioavailable than L-tyrosine, but we don't really have the data to show that yet, or at least nothing I've seen. But 5 grams of L-tyrosine is not going to taste great. But yeah, I mean, you could put 5 grams of L-tyrosine in there, and that would be okay.
Solid. But the question is, would you benefit more from 5 versus 2?
I don't have that answer.
Okay.
Some people might not. I mean, some of the studies that have done tyrosine have done milligrams per kilogram and gone up that high, but some of the other studies have just found benefit at 2,000 milligrams.
Let's go from another aspect. Would it be harmful?
I don't think so, unless you've got some other kind of outlying medical condition.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. All around Xandandita, this is a solid formula. Assuming the DMHA is real, the urea is real, and the dendrobium is real, and not some other kind of spiked compound. But you might want to just supplement with some extra dopamine on the side to prevent any kind of depletion of that and a crash. So, we had a question in the feed about Gorilla Mind Smooth. It seems like we get a question every week about Gorilla Mind as of late. This might be one of their new. Is this a new release from them? This is the first time I'm actually being asked about it.
I think this is a new. Is this a new product? Because I saw it somewhere this week.
We talked about it like last week or something.
But
we talked about it different. We talked about the load
pre-workout.
Yeah, we talked about the stem-free pump and the lock and load. We didn't talk about smooth yet.
No,
the ropes supplement.
Yeah. Top thoughts: 1,500 milligrams tyrosine, like we were talking about. That's a fine dose. I'd like to see 2,000 milligrams, but 1,500 is acceptable. 1,200 milligrams alpha GPC, so you're getting 600 milligrams total of alpha GPC. Yeah, that's a very good dose. 500 milligrams of Kana. We don't know the standardization, so take that for what you will. Kana does have some benefits. I like the Zembrin or the Kana-Ease forms, where you can get benefits with 50 milligram dosage. but then you have to, it's standardized to those specific mesembrine alkaloids. 360 of ginkgo biloba for the 24% ginkgo sides and 6% terpene lactones. Lucas and I were talking about this the other week. It's anywhere between like 360 and 750, Lucas, what we were talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine within that dosage. Bacopa, solid dosage there at the 300 milligrams, especially with the 50% bacoside standardization. 200 theanine, yeah, that's fine with me. I don't have any issues with that. Dopamine, GABA support, calm, anti-stress, anti-anxiety. 400 micrograms of huperzine. I'll reiterate this again. He uses this dose in several of his products, and if you're stacking his pre-workout, his nootropic, and this, I mean, you're looking at like 800 micrograms of huperzine.
Blind fuck.
Not a good idea. In human studies, they've gone as high as 500 micrograms, and that's in people with Alzheimer's and dementia, people that have severe mental defects and declines. For otherwise healthy individuals that are training regularly every day, I don't think taking 400 milligrams regularly is a smart idea.
Yeah.
And then saffron extract is fine. That's a good dose for that ingredient. There's some interesting data on it for appetite suppression, fat loss too, but for mental health benefits, there's some good like anti-anxiety calming stuff with it there as well.
Yeah, as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just my one thing is I don't like seeing that because look, you go to that. So we've got 400 micrograms of huperzine there, and then Gorilla Mode. Another 400 micrograms of huperzine. That's 800 micrograms if you're taking the non-stim nootropic and the stim pre-workout right there. I don't like that. I don't think that's...
Sprinkle some fat burner as well on top of that.
Yeah, I don't think that's a smart or safe combination. Is there any in the Gorilla Mode Energy? Yeah, another 400 micrograms there. Now, granted, you're not going to be taking the energy and the regular pre-workout in the same day, but still. What about their nitric? Okay, good. There's no huperzine in this one. Okay. Yeah. You said a fat burner, Lucas? Is there a fat burner, or is that the Gorilla Energy? It says pre-workout.
I think they should have fat burner. Or I may be wrong. No.
The modulator. Here we go. Stim-based fat loss formula. Raw scheme, bioperin, isopropyl.
No.
No. Okay.
Well, so that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, but still just having that much of it. I'm not.
You can stack, for example, nootropic with the fat burner, but
yeah,
stacking like nootropic with the pre-workout won't be a good idea.
No, it would not be a good day. We also had a question about the Glaxon Xerion, which is their new longevity anti-aging supplement. We saw Genius come out with one of these products a few months back, and this is like the Genius product. I think that was retailing for $60 or $70. This one is.
I thought the Genius one was way more than that.
Was it $90?
I thought it was over 100.
I thought it was over 100 too.
I thought it was like 120.
Yeah.
Maybe 150.
Yeah,
Is it still being produced or what?
I don't know. I just remember.
Yeah,
I remember
30.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's out of stock. You're not good on them for selling out.
There you go. I mean, I know they
good.
sell a shit ton of stuff. So,
Damn. 130.
to go through this real quick, Chromium supports insulin sensitivity in the body for healthy blood sugar levels. Glucovantage is a derivative or alkaloid chemical cousin of berberine. Super expensive. We use that in the Unbound glucose disposal agent. It's fucking expensive. NMN, I also know, is very expensive for boosting NAD levels in the body. Bioperin is not expensive. The Pep2 dye, which most of y'all probably haven't seen before, it's a dipeptide derived from milk protein, kind of like similar to what like vasodrive AP is, where that's a tripeptide. This is a dipeptide. And what this does is that it inhibits alpha-glucosidase, which is the enzyme that converts or breaks down complex sugars into simple sugars in the body. So by inhibiting that enzyme, you could theoretically inhibit the amount of overall glucose and carbohydrates you're absorbing from a meal.
It's meant to be sort of like a GDA.
Yeah. So you're definitely getting GDA benefits from glucovantage, chromium, and then the peptide is going to reduce the overall glycemic load of the meal, or at least the glucose hit, because your body's not going to be breaking down as many carbohydrates and absorbing them.
The price on this isn't actually that bad.
$55.
Yeah, but it's like
44.
it's 70 down to 56, and then if you have like one of their coupon codes, bring it down to 45.
Yeah.
My question is, would it be better to replace the chromium with velazitol?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, velocitol has chromium as part of the complex of it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's another branded ingredient, though. That's expensive, and you need a 2 gram
say,
dose of that. So, I mean, you'd add another 2 capsules to this.
Pump it up even more.
Yeah, 5 or 6 capsules.
More, yeah, man.
Well, I mean, Genius is at 130, so hey.
Because it's like, it's like GDA, right? So if you're like, mixing things up and you're like doing like stuff by adding also chromium, so I was thinking about, okay.
I suppose you wouldn't want to add too much on the GDA side, though, because then it's just going to look like a GDA with like a dab of anti-aging with the NMM. So like, you probably want to find some sort of balance.
Yeah, but this fancy M&M, is this like their trademark or what?
No, it's NNB.
NNB, yeah.
NNB is doing bio NMN?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I hadn't heard of it before.
I knew they were working on some form of NMN. I just didn't know what it was.
Yeah, I never heard anything either, so that's
it's this one.
Yeah, and Glucovantage is an NNB product as well.
Yeah.
They're all expensive freaking ingredients.
Maybe it was like a buy one get one free from NNB. Maybe they had a deal.
Yeah, probably.
Well, you know what? But Glukavantage, I mean, the berberine connection we established, and berberine is one of my favorite ingredients, and there are so many studies behind it, and obviously it works, and we know what it works for. As it's similar to prescription metformin, and Robert and we discussed it. I mean, it's a great ingredient. Robert, I think you're taking it on a regular basis. I take it on a regular basis. I like it.
Only this ingredient is also good for longevity. Just saying.
That's the thing. That's the problem that I have with this ingredient. Like, where is the proof that it's good for longevity? Where is the proof that it's good for anti-aging? And the reason why I'm asking is because, there are those claims. Like, I mean, everybody wants to live longer. Everybody wants to live a healthier, longer life, and everybody wants to look younger, especially when they age. I mean, it's all a given, and there are people who are going to different fucking clinics and surgeries and God knows what they're taking. But the bottom line is aging, and nobody has achieved anything that would reverse it. I mean, they call HGH the fountain of youth, and I can see it because the body makes less HGH because, past the age of, I believe, 18 or something like that, it drastically drops. And clearly it helps with skin. It's established that it helps with fat loss. So it's a proven ingredient or medication, whatever you want to call it. These bold claims, and I'm not talking about specifically Glaxon, even though we're talking about this product right now, and and obviously Genius product, which is extremely expensive. But the bottom line is there any proven data? Because, I mean, if you go to any person, I'm not talking about person that exercises, but let's be honest. Let's be 100% honest here, because that's what we do. And I'm not trying to be a party pooper or anything like that. But you're selling this to somebody who wants to live longer, which is all of us, wants to live a healthier life, wants to, glow and look good and to have a great skin and everything else. But, and I'm not joking right now, you're selling a product. Yeah, but you actually, thank you. But, you're pushing a product, and we know for a fact that a lot of people would buy a product, anything, to live a longer, healthier life. But honestly, will this product do it? And I'm going to be hated for this, but let's cut bullshit. It's not. It's not. It's not going to provide anything of that sort. We're selling actually a gimmick, just like we sell, testosterone booster products and stuff like that. Which, even when people say hard target, because I know I would be put on the spot. Well, you have hard target. No, I don't. I have a product that I never personally claimed that it's a testosterone booster. I said that it's indirectly possibly affects it just because it lowers maybe estrogen and stuff like that, but it's not the main reason for that. These products don't do shit. At the end of the day, they don't do shit for what they claim. Just like Glow doesn't do shit, just like this doesn't do shit. They don't. We're selling a placebo. We're selling something that doesn't work. Because if it worked, TJ would not look his age. He would look a lot younger. I mean, it's a fact. We're selling, we're pushing products that will this work? No, it won't. For what they're selling? No. It's not even up for debate.
I guess. Well, no. I guess I'm trying to guess. What are we classifying as working? Because there's human studies on the Pep2 dia. And then we have human studies on berberine, and so dihydroberberine is an extension of that. So I'm not saying from the anti-aging, but from cardiometabolic health, it does improve insulin sensitivity and blood glucose regulation. So it works from that standpoint. The anti-aging thing, I think, is where you might have a beef with, correct?
That's the only thing. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Right, yeah.
You're right on the money. Because glucose disposal, say for argument's sake, it works. For argument's sake, it works. But now we're talking about any age. It has nothing to do with old people or aging. It can work for somebody. I mean, we have people on insulin that are age of fucking 10. We have older people, younger people. It's really not related. So if we want to push berberine towards that, or glucovantage, or whatever you want, I'm 100% on board. 100% on board. Yes, there are benefits. There are studied benefits. There is proof. No, it's not, because I've seen some claims by certain people that it works just as good as insulin. It doesn't. Okay, but still, there are benefits to it, and they've proven, and I have zero problems with it. When you're making a claim that it's great anti-aging, I mean, you just had, I don't know if you saw this, Lukasz, I don't know if you saw this, you possibly saw this. Did you see Kevin Levroni getting into deep shit?
Meaning?
So Kevin Levroni was in Ukraine. I mean, among Russian-speaking people, this was huge. Kevin Levroni was making an appearance in Ukraine. And while he was there, somebody asked him about his testosterone booster, and he said that he does not take testosterone replacement therapy. He doesn't take testosterone at all. And you don't need HGH, you don't need testosterone if you take his product. And he got into some serious shit because of that. There was a very, very huge backlash, and rightfully so. I mean, if you want to say that certain supplements, like if we're taking pre-workout you will feel. It does what it's supposed to do. There are different pre-workouts, whatnot, but pre-workouts work. If you're taking whey protein, yes, there is a shitload of studies. It's obviously, it's protein. Obviously, it works. Creatine, shitload of studies. It backs up, it works. Fat burners, if you're following a diet, it's going to help you with fat loss. It's going to help you with a thermogenic. Again, I'm not talking about any specific brands. But if we're talking anti-aging and longevity, come on, people. That's fucking insane.
Well, yeah, I think this is where, and this is a study Lukasz just sent us. So this was one thing I was going to touch on. I was like, we've got some mechanistic data and some rat studies on that. It'll attenuate the shortening of telomeres. So you're in theory slowing down the aging at a cellular level. Does this mean if you take this, you're going to extend your life from 85 to 115? We'll never have that kind of data. But from like a theory and mechanistic standpoint, I can see where they're positing this. Do I think the Genius supplement is worth $130? No. I'll just say that right here. But I think that's where the anti-aging is. We're going down to like the mechanistic data because we don't have any like in human studies to my and I don't know. You'd have to run a 30-year trial, lock somebody in a metabolic ward, and give them this and control everything else to see if these supplements are actually doing that. So this is kind of one of those things that we have to kind of take it on mechanisms and animal studies alone.
Well, you see, my point is like, say, let's bring vaccine as an example, right? And again, this is not a conversation about whether it's good or bad. Not at all. Completely. I want to avoid that subject just like you do because it's a bullshit subject. But the thing is like we have doctors, we have professors, we have like shitload of people that specifically went to school for years and years and years, developing, a medicine that is supposed to help people, etc., etc. Again, not getting into the conversation whether it's good or bad. And then you have some Joe Schmo who wakes up in the morning and he says, "Well, it's bad for you. You're gonna die." I mean, there are certain things that kind of like, so we have a lot of medical research, we have a lot of medications and drugs and stuff like that. Do you honestly think that those people would not want to come up with a drug that would make you live, instead of 85 years, you would live 150, prolong your life, prolong your quality of life, reverse aging, that you would be like fucking Benjamin Button or something like that? Yes, I mean, there is definitely, and people will pay top dollar for it, guaranteed. Anyone will pay top dollar, just like they paying shit. The brand Viagra costs shitload of money if you get it, because even a fucking 80-year-old wants his dick to be hard and he wants to impress his fucking woman without teeth. So it's fine. I can understand. But when we're pushing products that don't work and don't have any backup or whatever, like, Shane said at one point that he would actually pick a good pre-workout or stimulants over sex. I mean, why? Because those stimulants do work. They do work, so he sees benefits from them. It's proven. And I still think he's twisted as fuck, but let's go with it. That's his choice.
Oh, speaking of that, Shane, Muscle Bones' girlfriend's coming for you next since you told him that trick. He's getting on a rowboat.
That comment though, like how you're talking about the thing about anti-aging, it's like Robert said, you don't have studies, so like you don't know for absolute certainty. So you're buying something that, in their opinion, they are taking an approach and theoretically it should work, but you don't have the proof. But see, for me, that's similar to test boosters and muscle builders. Like if you said to me, hey, you might gain 100 grams of muscle if you take this for 2 months, it's going to cost you $50 a month. I might pay that. In fact, I have paid that before. So I guess if you're someone who puts priority on longevity, if they're like, this has a 10% chance of, extending your life by 1 day, there are people out there who would probably pay that for the rest of their lives and be like, you know what, I'll pay that. So I think it's similar to other supplements, but I think it just depends on your priorities. I don't really want to pay anything to extend my life. But I guess I like how Glaxon has done it here. And that's not what the supplement's entirely about. They've made it a GDA with that added benefit of longevity, and at $45, that's about what a GDAs usually are, around 35, maybe 45.
Yeah,
so, I mean,
and one other thing, like better glucose insulin, like a lot of the reason people are dying off is poor cardiometabolic health. So if these things are supporting cardiometabolic health, you could make the extension that it's supporting longer lifespan.
It's kind of like when
you can look at it that way if you want to.
When you get those post-workouts that are like aminos and carbs, and they're like, oh, we'll put creatine in there because you can get your daily dose of creatine. It's like, okay, that's good. I kind of like that. I feel like that's kind of the approach here with Xerion, is that they're like, look, we're going to give you a GDA, and why not throw this in? It's we've get the price competitive, and it's different because, like you said, if it's a dedicated anti-aging supplement, I don't know if I'm going to invest a lot of money in supplement that only helps with anti-aging, whereas this one, you've got the two sides.
Yeah, and
so like
people like us probably aren't interested. But there is that core, like the biohacker. That listen to Dave Asprey and all the bullshit that he spouts with bulletproof coffee. Those are the people
telling me,
and that's what I'm talking about. Like, that's the reason why I said not specifically Glaxon. I just wish that we would, we would concentrate on making claims that are actually, backed up by something. Because I know, like, if you give me a pre-workout with 300 or 400 mg of caffeine and some other crap, I'm gonna, I know what I'm paying for, and I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get results.
Oh yeah, see, you remember Niagen?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all the nicotinamide riboside supplements.
Yeah, because I remember that anti-aging thing. That was it was Chromadex purchased them back in 2008. So I mean, there's a huge crowd for the anti-aging thing, and I think Glaxon was.
I read some articles at Tiger Fitness back when they were starting to come out with the true Niagen and the Niagen stuff. This was back in 2015 or 2016, I think, maybe 2017.
It's kind of like the whole keto MCTs, all that.
Yeah, this is just the new flavor of the month.
I feel like we're the smaller we like sports supplements, high stims, but I feel like of the supplement industry, we're like that little shitty alleyway group that just, no one wants to talk to. And we're like, you suck, but really they're like way bigger than us.
Breaking in the money, yeah. 200 micrograms of huperzine is fine in one day. Yes. Give yourself, even at 200 micrograms a day, I would still recommend taking at least 1 to 2 days off a week, just because, like we mentioned before, it does have a long half-life and it does build up in your system. So take a day or two off each week, just for prudence sake. Shane's methods, well-rounded glow.
Shane's methods.
Does Tom Cobb make you shoot ropes like in your youth? All that and then some. All that and then some. You go back in time to go. Whoosh, yeah.
I need a memory supplement.
So the cat's out of the bag with this, and apparently you're already.
Yeah. So apparently, we talk. Well, yeah. I don't know, Simon. The only thing I can say is you definitely need to eat because you seem very, very hungry. Yeah, you talk about food nonstop. After barbecue sauce, there's going to be more barbecue sauce. And apparently, after Shane's post, we definitely need more barbecue sauce.
We need to come up with some New Zealand flavors.
Yeah. You said you already sold out the first lot, Robbie?
Yeah, before it was launched, we actually have to launch next week. Yeah. So we had to reorder. It's basically emergency.
That's awesome. Congratulations on that.
Well, it's all because of Shane being irrelevant.
Do we take supplements? Nope.
Do you all take? Yes.
No, we don't take any supplements.
Yeah, because Robert just eats vegetables, guys.
Vegetables and bourbon. Get it right.
Yeah.
Shane, do you think Robert needs to supplement with greens?
Why not? I mean,
well, yeah, but don't you think it's going to be, overloading or taking way too much?
Have you seen how many greens he fucking has?
Wait, let's get Lucas. We're gonna do a close up. This is Lucas's old man supplement regimen that he's got going. Is that all this 1 day's worth of supplements?
Yeah, this is my box daily.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, in a day, I will typically take either a nootropic or a pre-workout, a scoop of protein powder at some point during the day, bulk ingredients that I just take on their own, just for shits and giggles, lion's mane, reishi, N-acetylcysteine, milk thistle, grapeseed extract. Assuming my nootropic doesn't have this in it, CDP choline, creatine.
See, I'm not that intense. You guys go deep, man.
Damn.
Jesus Christ.
I'm not at that level yet. I'm not at that level.
This is the rabbit hole thing for me. Like I like health and supplements, but not that much. I like them, but not that much.
Lukasz, how many pills do you take?
86.
All of them.
Daily.
Probably around like 150 or something.
Are you serious?
I think I have like a multivitamin, a fish oil, and I usually have.
You should see our faces.
No, I'm like I tell speechless.
We don't. You should be worried. We thought you were telling the truth.
I'm telling the truth, seriously.
I think I just have the multi, the omega, and then like 2 or 3 other supplements depending on my goal for the month. That's really it.
When I hear glow, what?
I think of a pregnant woman getting compliments on how she's glowing, whatever that means. It means she's full of life, which she actually is.
When I hear glow, I see Ben getting a facial from Dan. What? What did I say?
Love the Apollon barbecue sauce release. I can finally be heard saying I want Robbie's sauce in public and have an excuse.
Well,
Wheats. I like to find random pre-workouts, sort of to find ones to add to my collection. That's what I am with bourbon. Just find random bourbons and I add them to my collection. I know which pre-workouts I like, and I just kind of stick to those.
Yeah,
I used to be that way with pre-workouts, and then I found bourbon.
I'm like that with the pre. I usually find one, like it, buy a fuckload, and then very rarely do I see. I bought the raw Chris Bumstead one. I thought that one looked interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I very rarely buy new ones to try.
Yeah, isn't there studies? Yeah, that's what I was saying that earlier. They do a couple of studies based on just milligrams per kilogram. So depending on your body weight, you're going to be getting a fuck ton of tyrosine. Yes, we are always up for risque jokes. Just you wait. Shane is going to test it, and he won't look like shit on the stream.
Actually, he looks pretty good today.
You're lovely.
Thank you.
If not sweaty at times.
That was like that one time. And I had a turbo. What did you think was going to happen? I was just trying to show you that it works.
I don't think a whole SWAT team could take down Lukasz if they wanted to.
Hell no.
Knock, knock, knock.
No one can take me down. Especially in my bunker.
The roads aren't to Lucas's house yet.
Yeah, man.
Shane is all natty. I think he'll have a baby face even in his 80s. Doesn't need any product from that department.
You know what? If he's looking to get free product from me, he's got the right.
I was just about to say it.
Kudo, he knows how to do it.
He goes, how epic would it be if the next release was called Apollon Nutrition, well-rounded?
And it was
It's not too late. Robbie, is it too late to change the labels on the products we got on the line?
I was just
Maybe a
thinking,
little
like, whose image we're going to have on the bottle. Because typically
Shane's.
when I say well-rounded, I always talk about ass.
I mean, it's not wrong.
There you go. So
Guess
If you said she was well-rounded, you wouldn't necessarily think it's like, oh, she got great personality. She looks pretty. You're thinking, the other thing.
Ass and titty.
I don't know. I never use that. I would never use that phrase to describe a girl, though. But I'm
I
not
mean, I
a butt
wouldn't
guy.
either.
we didn't say girl. We said a girl's body part.
I wouldn't use it to describe a girl, but if you did say that about a girl, I wouldn't think you were talking about her. She's an overall balance, ticking all the boxes. I would think something else.
If you said well-rounded, I would assume you meant very voluptuous and curvy. I wouldn't just assume it references a specific body.
Yeah, but you wouldn't think like balanced, like, oh yeah, she's got great hair and.
Are you really thinking, Robert, that her head should be the size of her ass?
No, that's not what I'm getting at. Jesus. Oh, you fuckers. All right. Here's a joke for you guys. What do you call it when a chick gets off in public? Climate change.
Didn't we see this joke last week, or was this after the podcast?
Yeah, I think it came in afterwards.
I think because it rang a bell.
FBI, open up, Lukasz. Lukasz, you might want to check if an overdose of capsule covers is the thing. You get too much gelatin capsules. It's just gelatin. It's fine. You'll be all right. What are your guys' opinions on the products Axe and Sledge and Ryback's Feed Me More supplements? We covered a couple of Axe and Sledge stuff last week. We are not a fan of their big nootropic, their new nootropic Actual Intelligence. We're not a fan of that. Their stim pre-workout and stim-free pre-workout, HWMF and hydraulic are both solid. I have not taste tested their protein, so I cannot speak to the taste of them. Yeah, that's kind of it in a nutshell. But if you give us a specific product, we can actually delve into it a little bit more.
I've had their pre, so they're all pretty good.
I
don't know what Ryback is.
I have no idea. I have to check on it. All right, did we get that? Right, Russian protein shake. That could be a good flavor and very fitting. Very fitting. Okay, guys. We have made it through all the comments. All right, so now it's time. Oh, here we go. Normal girl. That girl has a nice body. Robbie. That girl's well-rounded. Polynesian, well-rounded. The image.
Oh.
God. All right.
I'm curious, like, what is Price Plow's torso? Because, like, if we're talking about Mike, then Mike looks like he's never seen, a gym in his life. If we're talking about the other guy seems like he is fucking still experiment went wrong.
I feel like people know what they're going to get when they ask you questions in this realm.
She's thicker than a bowl of... Oh, we lost Lukasz. Okay. Last call for any comments, questions you guys got. We'll be picking our winners and hopping off soon.
This is going to come off very, very, very wrong and inappropriate, which is, unusual for me.
Yeah, totally unusual.
Shane, you look spectacular today. You're glowing. I'm not kidding. You look very, very good.
Yeah.
Can I get a free product?
You may. Yes, you may.
I think you look spectacular.
It's
the extra
very
sleep.
handsome.
What the fuck? When did you wake up?
Extra sleepy.
When did you wake up? Like prior to the podcast, I mean.
I woke up at 7 in the morning.
You fucking look like your hair is good, your skin is good, you don't look sleepy.
My hair is shit right now because it hasn't been cut for 4 months.
Yeah, man, you need a haircut, definitely.
But now that you've enlarged it, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh no, he does look like shit."
Still looks like ass.
Yeah. Thank you, Rich.
Sweaty ass.
Sweaty ass. Sweaty,
ass.
stinky ass.
You can't tell if I'm stinky from there.
Smell-o-vision hasn't been invented yet. Thankfully.
I don't need that. I didn't need that many vegetables. So I just smell like meat.
There we go.
Rich, thank you for interactions and comments. Appreciate
Yes, thank you to everyone that tuned in.
Thank you, guys. Let's
make
pick
sure to
winners.
like, comment, subscribe, do all that happy horse shit to help us climb up in the almighty algorithm that dictates anything and everything to which we are exposed these days. And for the fat 15% discount, use the code FINALSCOOP to save everything at ApollonNutrition.com.
Yeah, let's pick some winners before we end the show.
Yes.
Well, I'm picking Sridhar, but I don't know if he's in the US.
Sridhar, are you stateside? Okay, so Shane's pick here. I'll write this down and I'll have it in my notebook and we will document it. So Shane is picking Sridhar.
He gave the right balance of positive comments. It was a well-rounded performance.
All right.
I think that we can. We can rightfully accuse Shane of being bribed and being corrupted.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Lukasz, your turn.
Can I pick Dr. Hector Lopez?
You know what? Sure.
Hell yeah!
Ask him for get his address.
Gotta say thank you, Robert, Robbie, and Lukasz for your expertise, and Shane for. Anyway, thank you guys.
I like him.
Alex, in the off season, I'm well rounded. All right. Okay. All right. So Shane, speaking Sridhar, Lukasz, are you really going with Dr. Lopez?
Yeah, I'm going with Dr. Hector.
Send us some assassin.
Lukasz, you're a certified freak.
If he's of course okay with that. Plus, we need to do a show with him, so I'm hoping he will jump on the podcast with us.
Robert?
And he will get a juicy fat overtime.
Let's just say you have to be a total savage to pull that off with a chick. The act, I mean.
What are we talking about?
I'm not sure.
I think it's about his joke.
The sex in public.
Yeah.
I didn't make a
It
joke.
would be. No, his joke.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. Shane for his glow. Shane, yes, we're thanking Shane for his glow as well looks. Lukasz, did you have to change the direction of your satellite? Is that why you got?
Yeah, man. Some cat jump on a satellite. That's why I got caught.
All right, Robbie, who are you picking?
That depends on who you're picking.
Bastard. There's been a couple of really good people.
Because I have somebody in mind.
Age before beauty, so you get to go first.
Oh shit. I'm gonna pick Mitch because he's a fucking provocative bastard.
Subs on deck.
Subs on deck.
Okay. Is he stateside?
Yeah, and I just have to because I don't know if you're gonna pick, but I just have to pick two. So
Yeah, you can.
Brooke.
I was gonna say, if someone didn't pick her,
Yeah,
Brooke was my pick. That's why I was making Robbie go first. So.
I figured out that you're probably gonna pick her, but I think she deserves it.
Look,
So
for everybody on there. Look, we've got it on the screen.
So we're gonna actually give away to 5 people.
Honestly, that was my pick, Brooke. But I thought like
I think Brooke deserves it, without any competition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Lucas is kissing the industry ass. We got the game changers actually entering the chat with
he just wants Dr. Lopez to lift his game a bit.
just a bit.
Yeah.
Plus,
Right.
he said such good words about us and our chemistry. So man,
Well, he's just awesome. He's a nice guy, super smart, and
he just warms my heart. Plus, 6 caps of overtime will blow his fucking head off.
yes, it will. All right, gentlemen, any closing thoughts?
You didn't pick anyone.
My pick was
He
Brooke.
picked Brooke. Yeah.
No, pick one more. Brooke is getting it regardless. She deserves it.
Okay.
Give her 2.
She gets a
Sorry.
supplement engineer pick and a Robbie pick.
Oh.
I don't know. Nobody said LSU was awesome, so I don't think I'm going to pick anybody.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Somebody say
Maybe
that vegetables are good.
Maybe they're not. Yeah. Some say LSU's good. Crocs are cute. And fucking purple looks nice. I don't know.
No need, Joel. I support you with my dollars and show. Give somebody else a chance to enjoy the. Well, we are giving somebody else. You're the bonus pick, Brooke. You've superseded the others for your loyalty.
Brooke, you're always first.
if you were saying that I was bought, come on. He's laid it out for you.
Yeah. But Robert didn't pick him yet.
Look, there we go.
Oh,
Don't forget to subscribe to the Stack 3D podcast, you all. Yes.
Shootout might win Brand of the Year right now.
No, LSU's record is now 4-3. We're not even anymore. Weeds lying is bad. Careful, Brooke. You're going to get yourself kicked out of the contest. Careful. I had to do it. Okay. LSU's having the same kind of season as the UW Huskies. It's supposed to be great. Floundered. Yeah. It's a very mediocre season at best. It's not well-rounded. It's not exceptional. It's utterly mundane. Wheats enabled Stack 3D notifications. All right. I'm going to go with Jiffy Jank.
yeah, it was funny.
Jiffy Jank, are you stateside?
Yeah, leave Weeds out in the cold. He gave you what you wanted.
I'll send Wheat something from my stash here, so I'm not going to make Robbie front all the expense. I'll send Wheats, since he had the LSU. He's the only person to say something good about LSU. He gets something from my special stash.
I mean, it was forced, but whatever.
Hey, it doesn't matter.
Still, you will get something.
Shane doesn't eat any vegetables that cast a shadow. All right. There we go. All right, there's the winners. Public knowledge on everything so we can see everything right there. Whoop. All right. Lopez, Mitch, Brooke, Jiffy Jank, Wheats. Okay. Everybody that won, assuming you're stateside in the United States, send an email with your shipping information to thesupplementengineer@gmail.com. I will post the winners down in the comment section after this video is over. You've got 1 week to send me your shipping information. I'll pass that along to Robbie, and then your Apollon Nutrition goodie will be in route.
You know what? Since Logan is such a fucking caffeine-sensitive bitch, we'll send him bare knuckle. Plus, he needs some knuckles since he gets beat up by his girlfriend.
Bro, don't discriminate.
Yeah. He's probably getting more stimulated off 250 milligrams of caffeine than Lukasz is off 800.
Probably.
He probably feels real good.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Logan, thank you so much. Appreciate
Yeah.
you, buddy.
Simon says, "You guys misspelled my name. There is the winner." There in the Is it Simon in Poland?
Yeah.
Is he Polish?
From
Yeah.
Poland.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
Lukasz-
I think he's actually maybe Scotland or Ireland. I don't think he lives in
Yeah,
Poland.
he's
Yeah.
Polish, but he
He's
lives.
Polish, yeah.
Yeah, he lives in Scotland, I think.
I think Scotland.
Cool. And for a good closing comment, I like when white people work out because you can see the muscles they target. Thank you, tatted white boy.
What is this? Who's tatted white boy?
I don't know. Somebody that just came in at the very end of the stream.
I was actually looking at going to Ireland
Goodness. Oh my
for
goodness.
next year.
Simon, so Shane's gonna bring you something. Just make sure to give him lots of compliments because it seems to work.
Yes. Tell them how
I mean,
glowing
what
he
else
is.
was I meant? What else was I meant to look for?
All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to send me an email with contact information as well as your screen name and all that good stuff. And we will catch you all next time on the Final Scoop.
Welcome.
Thank
Sweet.
you.
Okay, guys.
So yeah.